If you stop making them money, will they still love you or they hate you?
If they're so loyal to you, because some of those guys we talk to with these other agencies, sometimes they're just brainwashed.
Yeah.
Like they're so loyal to this company, and the company's giving them 30, 40, 50%. It makes zero sense. If they were so damn loyal to you, why would they give you the little piece and take the big piece for the people that weren't doing anything?
Right. A lot of these companies out there have tried to convince you that you have no choice. And the reality is that's a lie. You do have a choice. Family First Life is a choice that will pay you more. Why don't you take advantage of it? Why would you ever go home to your family, look them in the eyes, and know I could be making twice as much minimally?
I got Shawn Meaike in the house. What's cracking, Shawn?
How you doing, man?
If you guys don't know this dude, CEO and founder of Family First Life. Dude's a beast in the insurance financial services industry. And I'm sure you've heard an episode before where I was talking about financial services. It makes more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world. Is that fucking true?
That is a fact.
And I didn't even know that shit. I was out selling cars, busting my ass. I was making decent money, but dude, now what I'm learning about this industry, it's like freaking peanuts. And your average guy can go out and make $200,000-$400,000 working 30, 40 hours a week.
Correct.
It's unbelievable. But I want to talk about your story, dude. You basically were in this business, not sucking hind tit, but just not going anywhere. You were telling me a story earlier where you were kicking everybody's ass, but you weren't making any money.
No, man, I got in this business in 2008. I did the real estate thing, construction. I was working a full-time job as a social worker. So that was my deal. Got done with college. Everybody that played baseball was a social work major. So I was like, I'm going to be a social work major. Got done, started working with kids that were abused and neglected. Loved my job for 14 years. Culture there wasn't good after a while. I was like, we're not helping kids as much as I wanted to help them. Guy walks up to me and I'm buying a rental property. He's like, hey, man, you should check out life insurance. And I was like, all right. I just said, all right, because he was selling the house and I wanted to be happy. So I kept putting him off for weeks and weeks and never had any interest in doing it. And one day he walked up to me and handed me a lead. And I said, what is that? And he said, those are the people that fill those things out and mail them back to us. So I said, I'll call it right now. Give it to me right now. And he says, all right. So I call the person up. I was just like, what do you need a script for? Somebody fills something out and they send it to you. You don't need a damn script. So the guy answers the phone. I was like, hey, hold on. What do you say when they answer? And he's like, mortgage section. I said, all right, cool. So I give him what name of the company, blah, blah, blah. And I said, I need to come out to your house tomorrow at 6. The guy was like, okay. And he's like, dude, where'd you get the script from? I go, they filled it out. What script would I need when they fill it out? Like you go to the doctor's office and you interview. No, you go to the doctor's office and he tells you what to do or she tells you what to do and you do it. So when I got my license, I did that for 5 years. But I'm like, dude, I'm killing myself. Where's my money? Like, where is my money? Like, I'm killing myself, except I'm grossing a bunch and then my net is gross. Like, I make no money. So I'm like, there's just got to be a better way to do it. And then in 2013, December 12th, 2013, we launched Family First Life. And the concept was pretty simple, man. I guess I'm a big believer in you have to have walked through it if you're going to teach it. That's just how I've been. You don't have to know everything, but if you're going to teach people to sell something, you sure as hell better have been out selling something. If you've never made a living as an independent person, you shouldn't be teaching other people how to do it. I just don't think it's fair. It'd be like my son when he was 7, they started the tackle football thing. Bring him tackle football, start looking around, and I'm like, I know none of these dudes played football. Like I'm 100. I don't need to be all Americans, but did they ever put a helmet on, put a mouthpiece in, and hit somebody else? And I knew they hadn't, And I was like, this is gonna be bad. So I just coaches.
Yeah.
I mean, come on, man. So we launched a company. It's been one hell of a ride since then. And I think to your point, you can work, 30, 40 hours a week, man. You can make $300-400 a year. And I don't know where else you can do that. I tried to do that my whole life. I was trying to do it in real estate. I was trying to do it in construction. I was trying to do it in property management. I mean, cars, you name it. I was trying to everywhere, killing myself to just make enough money to get by.
And quite frankly, if you're not making $300,000 to $400,000 a year, I sound jaded, but I'm not bullshitting. That's really not, that's just where you actually start living.
Correct, which we should tell people, by the way. That's the problem. Like my kids, I always been telling my kids from day one. When I was like 19 years old, I'm like, if I could ever make $100,000, I'll be freaking rich. That was my deal. If I can make $100,000, I'm rich. Because my mom raised me working 3 jobs. And her 3 jobs didn't pay her probably $35,000 a year, maybe less. And I'm like, I'll be rich. I started making $100,000 a year, I was broke. I started making $200,000 a year, I was broke. But we should educate more people on the fact that, dude, you can go out there and have it too. Because I think the biggest epiphany in my life was meeting people that were really wealthy. And I was like, wow, they worked hard and they actually had a positive attitude. If they earned it, they'd worked for it. And they weren't that special. Like I never walked away from them going, oh my God, that's the most special human being I ever met in my life. They believed in themselves. They had a damn good attitude and good perspective, and they worked really freaking hard. And that was it.
Dude, and you're not out trying to sell somebody something that costs millions of dollars. What's an average policy cost?
So if you take, we do mortgage protection and final expense, right? So the client gets a home, and usually they're a first-time home buyer, right? So they get the house, $210,000 mortgage. They look at each other and say, okay, if we were to die, what would happen to us? Well, we'd probably lose the house. We're both in the mortgage. We have a dual income, or you have a single person's got the mortgage. You got a husband and wife, only one of them's on the mortgage. Average policy probably costs them a couple $100 a month to cover the mortgage in the event of one of them dies or both of them dies. And then they also get the full, what they call return of premium. See, that's what attracted me to the business. If you had told me it's term life insurance, it's not that I'm not interested, but when you told me it's term and they get all their money back at the end of term. So I was like, so you mean they keep their mortgage, they pay for 30 years, they live. You know, he's 30, she's 30, 60 years of age, they're both alive. Everybody's happy, cool. They get every penny back they paid in the policy. I'm like, dude, who can't sell that? Like, I was like, dude, I like to sell stuff. Anybody can sell that. And then the final expense.
And you're protected the whole way.
Protected the entire way. So you can sleep at night. Because at the end of the day, what causes most foreclosures? Financial situation. You can't pay the bills. So it's either usually a death or disability. It's not usually Tom loses his job. It's usually something that's more extreme that occurs. Because Tom loses his job, Tom can find another job. But maybe Tom's disabled. Maybe Tom can't work. Maybe Tom died. Well, that'll mess the family up, especially when he's the breadwinner, or Susan dies and she's the breadwinner. And how many single families are out there and there's one breadwinner? And if that person disappears, had my mother ever died when me and my brother were 6 and 8, the only bill payer, what the hell would we have done? Where were we going to go? Who was going to come in and say, like, what were they going to do for us? You know, so I think for me, what I liked the most about it, Brad, was I was approached to sell life insurance a lot when I was in, I don't know why, because a lot of the guys I played ball with went in a different direction when they got done with college. They majored in finance and business in college. And the reason I didn't major in finance and business, I was a business major, true story, for my fall semester of my freshman year. And I had all the classes, accounting, economics, business management. And I was in my 3rd class, my business management class. And finally, like, they were open up discussion. I said, if you don't mind, would you share with us? And I'm totally, I'm just curious. I want to know, like, now I wasn't trying to do it to be difficult. I really wanted to know what his experience was. And after he stumbled for 5 minutes, I was like, this dude's never been in business before. Like, he literally got a degree and came here to teach us. And that's larceny. I mean, it's complete crap. I mean, you're literally stealing money. I mean, you steal out of somebody's car, that's stealing money. You're stealing my tuition money, which I was paying, to pay you to tell me how to run a business, and you ain't never done it. So that's why I switched over to a social work major. But because I wanted people who were actually in the field teaching me. And they were actually in the field, the social workers, the managers, the people who are parole, probation officers. But when I got done, a lot of my friends were still business finance guys and girls. And when they went and got a job, they were selling life insurance. And they were trying to sell me on, and I'm like, dude, I'm not interested in, like, all of us trying to like find these wealthy people and all argue over their premiums all day long. I'm just not interested. You know what I mean? I'm really not. And the reality really is, listen, let's be honest. If I come to your house and try to sell you life insurance, if you buy, and everybody should have it, you can never have too much, no beneficiaries can give it back. But Brad, I'm not really going to change your life the way I'm changing the life of the people that are trying, like, my entire life. I mean, I was when we launched a company December 12, 2013, the guy said to me the other day, how much capital did you have? I said, capital, I had a $900 mortgage. I had less than one mortgage payment in the bank. True story. I had a beaten up old Honda Accord, a couple 100,000 miles on it. I had no 401k, no retirement, no nothing. And the most amazing thing about the life insurance business is you don't need any capital. It's all sweat equity. So you get leads, you go out and make as much as you want. You want to build a business? Hire anybody you want. Where do I get the money? From your own efforts, which is awesome because it's the antithesis of this whole, like, well, where's my seniority? Seniority don't matter, bro. It all depends on how hard you work and what your results are. So I was excited to help middle American families because I knew that we were truly changing their lives. Because if you go out to somebody's house and they say no, they may never let anybody else back in because they explored it, they looked into it. And I think we're on this mission of they needed as much, I mean, they probably more so. My mom nobody ever came to my mom's apartment. I was there, me and my brother. Nobody called us and said, hey, can I speak to Carrie from the benefit center? Nobody ever did that because they left us alone thinking my mom, I guess our income wasn't high enough and just kind of ignored us. So I think we've taken a population that's been ignored and we're paying a lot of attention. We have great, and I want to do right by people. I tell my kids all the time, I want to walk through the grocery store tomorrow, a year later, a year after that, and run into people, and I want to hold my head up high. Kind of like you're dropping bombs telling the truth. People may not like what you say, but you're shooting them straight. You're not ducking them. I was telling you earlier, and I'm being honest with you. I can count on one hand the podcasts I watch. I like yours. I watch it, but I don't. I just kind of like I want to hit me between the eyes and tell me what you know and what you've seen, and share that with me. If you're willing to do that, that empowers me, and that's a home run. So that's why I'm so passionate about what we do.
Is that where the name came from?
Family first, absolutely. So we're looking at, we're going like, our goal was we're going to go ahead and put the families that we work with first, right? And we want the agents to do that. And then we're going to put the agents first. You know, we always say we have a three-legged stool approach. I heard a guy say this a long time ago, a great company I respect a lot. And ours is a three-legged stool approach. It's got to be great for the client. Got to be great products, good, service, price, the whole deal. It's got to be great for the agent, and it can't hurt the company. And I think a lot of times in America, people launch companies and go, how much can I make? Not how much can I give out, how much can I make? Like, what can I make off of everybody? And that's all they're trying to figure out is what can they make? And you're like, I was sitting there listening to Arthur Blank years ago in a training, Home Depot, right? And he's telling me about how it got started. He was telling us, but I felt like he was talking to me. And it was like 10 of us in a room. And he said, I worked at a hardware store, and I talked about a big box model before, like nobody was doing it. And the couple I worked for, I think it was a couple, they weren't thought it was crazy. He ended up getting laid off. And he was like, why would people ever not want to pay less for all that stuff? And then also maybe be empowered to do their own work, because you really need to pay somebody to paint your house if you can't have the money. I mean, dude, give me some paint. Like, I can paint your house. I mean, I can paint the inside, the outside. I might not be able to plumb your house or wire it, but I can paint it, So Family First Life was a simple concept. We wanted to have a place where the agents could do really well, that they didn't have to, we weren't going to be charging for stuff. We don't charge them we've been doing trainings in person. We'll do one this year in Miami with probably 25,000 people there. They come, they're free. They don't charge them nothing. And we bring people in and let them talk at them. I mean, you talk to me long enough, I'm going to invite you to our training, let you come talk to a bunch of people. It gets me excited to have people that have actually been there that can talk to people, because I just want people to believe in themselves. And what breaks my heart is when people think that their lot in life is to be like a good bill payer. I'm like, what are they going to die? And what's your eulogy going to be? I mean, Tom was a good bill payer, paid his bills. He was good to the cell phone carrier and a credit card. Man, he was such a good bill payer. I just think there's a lot more in life to that for people, for their kids, for their grandkids, all of that.
And the fact that you can help these people and still get pretty freaking rich yourself, that's just a bonus.
Where do you find that?
You
don't. Like, when I've been in businesses where they weren't bad businesses, but I wasn't changing anybody's life. I was selling stuff. It was fine to sell this. They really didn't need it, but I was selling. That's what I was doing. And I was making some money. And here, I've never seen anybody make more, like in sales. I've never seen a position that I've been around a lot of them, that pays like this. But the reward, you leave somebody's house. We had a guy say pretty well the other day at training, he said, where else can you go? Sit down with somebody for 45 minutes, make $2,000. They make you dinner. They hug you on the way out, and they're ecstatic that you helped them. And that insurance carrier drops $2,200 in your bank account the next day for an hour of work.
The next day?
The next day.
You don't have to wait a couple weeks?
No, man, we don't do that. 2021. No, next day. Hell, yeah.
So if I went out today and I freaking sold a policy, I'm getting paid tomorrow.
As long as they're approved, they answer you to an electronic application, take your phone, put everything in, boom, it says yes. They go ahead and get the policy, you get paid the next day.
That's crazy.
It is insane.
Dude, how come everybody in the fucking world isn't doing this?
That's probably the best question I get from people. I think we don't do a good enough job as an industry of explaining how great this is, to be honest with you. And I think in fairness, there's been people that have joined this industry. And listen, do I think we're perfect? No, I'm trying to get better every day. Every day I wake up, I'm like, okay, what did I screw up yesterday? What can I get better at? What do I need to do? What can we do as a company? But at the end of the day, I think a lot of people don't know about the industry, and some were exposed to it at maybe their compensation was really low. Historically, 30 years ago, these people are coming in 35, 40% comp, and they're still doing it to people today. It's like, why would you pay people so little? Like, can you imagine?
Greed.
Correct. But you go out and you sell the policy. You call the person, you meet with them, whether you go out in person, over the phone, Zoom, whatever it is, you make the sale, which means, Brad, you do almost all the work. Okay. And then you want me to keep almost all the money? And what happens to greedy people historically? They get knocked out. They get overthrown. Eventually,
every time.
Enough people go, you know what? That guy's robbing us.
Dude, that's the company Me First.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. We're the opposite of the Me First company.
Well, when you have an opportunity for people and you're leveraging people so it just makes your opportunity 10 times bigger, it doesn't grow. And if it does,
Correct.
it's temporary.
100%. Well, that's what we saw in the industry. There was no stick-to-itiveness. Everybody was quitting all the time. They were running all over the place. Everybody just kept working somewhere, quitting. And we said, what if we had a model where the people worked here, they actually could make more money than if they even tried to do it completely on their own. We took all the other stuff off from the expenses, liability, but they can make so much damn money. They'd be so happy. They're serving people that can get like ridiculously rich. Like for us, we have a system set up. People build a business. They go, hey, I want to build an agency. Well, typically in our industry, once you get enough people, it's kind of like we got to go find more people. Well, we're always continuously hiring, don't get me wrong, but our company bonuses. So I'll bonus out monthly to the managers $4 million a month. $4 million. Like, here you go. Y'all are building it. It's just a share. Let's just share. The money's coming in. Let's share it. So we have people that, I mean, I can think of so many different people that have joined us, never made $100,000 a year, that are literally making $1 million a year. And that was our deal. Like we want to create more 6 and 7 figure income earners than anybody else ever has.
I see people out there, a few people, you know, because I've been looking around, sniffing around. Because my goal, I don't know if you know this, is very similar to yours. I do it with social media. People always ask me, why do you spend so much time dropping all the social media, doing these podcasts? Well, because I want to get the knowledge from the people who have it to the people who fucking need it.
Correct.
So we can all live in a world more successful.
Correct.
I got mine. I mean, I'm not done either.
Correct.
But I'm not worried about me so much. I'm trying to say, hey, look, guys, get up and fucking work. You know, have the right mindset. You know, learn the right skill sets. With the right skill sets, you can make 7-8 figures.
Correct.
And people don't even realize that just with the ability to sell, close, and persuade, they're almost guaranteed, assuming they're willing to work, $500,000 a year. I can show them 10 different industries to get into. I'm just discovering insurance. I might be switching it all to fucking insurance. Now,
I think that's a good move, by the way.
Well, not everybody's allowed to sell insurance. If you're a felon, or possibly, because again, if it's old enough, I think you can.
Depends on what it is. I mean, be honest with you. I mean, and you can call your Department of Insurance and ask them and check. I mean, obviously, there are things that they should be concerned about. They usually are, and the things that they probably aren't as concerned about, they're not.
But it's not. I mean? But it's not for every last person on earth. Otherwise, I'd probably fucking just start. I'd join up and just start preaching. Why? Because, dude, it's not bullshit. That's why.
Correct.
Like, 21-year-old kid just got out of college, has a big fucking college student or debt to pay back. Goes and gets a job for $60,000 a year, and if he's good, he'll get 80 within 2 or 3. You're not living on that anymore.
No.
With the taxes the way they are, inflation the way it is, dude, 60, 80 grand, you're basically surviving. You're not living.
Correct.
I did the math the other day. I said $300,000 a year is when you start, like, you can kind of breathe a little bit.
Correct.
Have a little bit of money left over to invest and, like, get ahead in life. Get out of the rat race.
You know, I was a social worker 14 years, right? And I had a mentor of mine who was a licensed therapist, good dude. And they would come in and he would meet with families and stuff. And he would say to all of us, what do you think the number one cause of all this friction in the families? And people would have all these ideas. Their mom wasn't nice to him. The dad wasn't nice to him. He looked at everybody and said, that's complete crap. They're broke. They're concerned. They're scared. They're trying to find a way to pay the bills. They're saying no to their kids. They're doing things they probably shouldn't be doing because they need the money. They're broke. So we're trying to fix all this other stuff that even if we fix it, they're still broke. Literally broke. And they don't believe there's any way out. So what you were talking about is why I like the show a lot, because you do get the information and then you are that conduit to pass it on. You do get that information. You are that conduit. So most people don't. I think most people act like they have all the information, and you don't. I like that a lot, because you're like, dude, I'll get all the freaking information, and I'll tell you exactly what this dude told me, and I'm gonna tell you, and I'm gonna challenge this guy about this, but I want to empower everybody that's watching this, because how many people right now, I'm gonna ask you because I don't know the answer. What percentage of people do you think watching your show right now? What percentage of people watching your show right now do you think could use some extra money?
100%.
100%, right? Literally 100%.
Yeah.
So if we know 100% of the people need that, why don't we help them?
Yeah.
Like, why not?
Right. Well, again, I try with the information, but see, what I'm thinking about now is, fuck, dude, I could go a step further than the information. Like, I'll just, start ultimately I'll teach them the mindset, the habits, and the skill set, and then I'll give them the vehicle, which is, in this case, insurance industry.
Correct. And they would, and why, you go, why? Well, people know that you genuinely want to see them win. So I think that's the leadership thing that most people are missing. And it's something you talk about all the time is if you hire me and you don't give a damn about me, bro, eventually I don't give a damn about you.
Period.
But if you hire me and I know you, and you know how I'll find out you care? Because you'll challenge me. Because you'll talk about what I can have for my kids. You'll ask me why I'm not making $300,000 a year. If you're willing to challenge me, that means you're willing to get uncomfortable enough because you actually care about me. And it's most people think it's the opposite. Like, well, I can't say that because that's just, I feel like it's rude. I'm like, no, you're selfish. See, when you worry about yourself first and only you're just selfish. So if I say something to you and I'm uncomfortable saying it to you, it's only because I'm worried about me over you. But if I say, hey, Brad, listen, man, the doctor said that, you know what I mean, you can't be eating cheeseburgers 9 times a day because your cholesterol's high. I mean, why would I not? I care about you. I want to see you win. So what you're talking about, dude, I think people would, and they'd follow you because you genuinely care about them. That's what people are missing. They ain't trying to be enamored with, they want, hey, you know what I think people need? People that are fearless. You know, people like that because a lot of people proceed with fear. You know, my Pastor Matthew's a good friend of mine at Dream Center says fear is your absence of faith. And I just believe that. Like, I'm not going to preach to anybody about anything, but I believe if you have faith, what the hell are you afraid of? Because the best book that I've ever read is the Bible, and it doesn't say anywhere. I tell people all the time, point to me where it says to be afraid, because you're always afraid of everything. What page is that on? I want you to quote it. I can't do good with quoting the Bible. I read it and still kind of messed up, but I can't quote it to you. I can't quote scripture. Why don't you tell me where it's at? But if you're already fearless, then people will, because we want to be, almost all of us want to be. We want to control our own destiny as opposed to living in fear of what people are going to think, living in fear of what they're going to say. Who cares? And I think that's something that people need. And when they start with us, a lot of them are so fearful of everything. What's the client going to think? Who cares? As long as you tell them the truth, who cares? If they can't get the policy, if their medical's really bad, it's going to cost them more, obviously. Why would you be concerned telling somebody that has all these medical problems what the cost is? You got them life insurance.
Yeah, and it isn't like you're making up the price.
You're not making it up. And by the way, they should be thankful. No, I mean, if they had a heart attack, have cancer, have other stuff going on, and you found them products, we can write anybody.
No shit.
Write anybody. Dude. There's products.
So if someone's out there, they know they're going to die in 2 years. You got people that will insure them.
Guarantee issue policies.
Damn, they must be expensive.
They'll make them. I'll tell you what's nice. They'll make them wait the first 2 years. So if they die in the first 2 years, they give them their money back, right? But if they make it through 2 years, they get a full policy. So they kind of hedge their bets there, so it's not ridiculously expensive. But you'd be shocked what the prices are. But here's the deal: what's more expensive? You dying with no life insurance? Or are you paying X amount to get $25,000 for your spouse when you die or for your kids? That's why I say to my clients, I'd be like, oh, you're not going to do it? All right. I'd flip the lead form over and I'd be like, all right, the only reason you wouldn't buy the life insurance from me, because you fill the form out, mail them back, is 1 of 2 reasons I need to report back to my manager. Either you don't like me, which that one stings, but I want you to be honest, or I didn't explain it right, or didn't make it affordable. Which one of those things is it? And most of the time they'd be like, no, it's neither one of them. I'm like, no, it has to be one of them. Because you filled it out and you mailed it back. And you know you need it. You made a conscious decision to figure out life insurance. So I'm here. And dude, most of the time they'd be like, no, you know what, man, I'm sorry. It's uncomfortable. I'm like, well, you know when a good time to have a new bill is? Never. But you know when a good time to die with no life insurance is? Freaking never. So let's take care of it, put it in a drawer somewhere, never think about it again, pay the $147 a month, call it a day. If that means you got to eat out one less time a month, so be it.
Or guess what? Come with me.
Amen.
I'll fucking show you how to make way more where that's chump change.
Hey, amen. And we hire a lot of clients.
Dude, I'd be fucking closing people left and right and recruiting them and showing them how to do it. Because it's basically working for yourself. You don't You don't have to show up at an office, wear a tie, do all your bullshit.
That's the other thing. People would come to me and go, well, I don't think I can do it. And I'm like, why? Well, I have no experience. Or this is the way I look, or I have this here, or I have all these tattoos. Nope. Dude, they're middle American people. Who cares? You know what they want to know? They want to know you're not lying to them. They want to know you look them in the eye. Because when I first started, the guy was like, are you going to wear, here's how we dress. I'm like, ain't now how that's a pronoun you should. Ain't no we. First of all, nobody tells me we how we dress. I'm a grown man. I'll wear whatever I want to wear. I'll wear jeans and a short sleeve shirt and go to people's houses. Why? What was I there for? To dazzle them on my wardrobe, or to talk to them, be honest with them, care about them, stand up for them, get them a life insurance policy? You can do it out of your house. I mean, you could talk about kids. How many people nowadays, and this is what got me, Brad, when I was selling real estate, working the state, I didn't want to miss my kids' stuff. I could avoid it. I wanted to run my business from a phone. If I want to get up in the morning and start dialing at 6 a.m., get all settled, start going on Saturday because my kid didn't have a game, I wanted to do that. But if on Sunday played football, I wanted to be there. My daughter had a dance recital. I wanted to run my schedule so I could control my schedule and I could be at it. I wasn't going to miss those things. My mom worked 3 jobs. She couldn't go to no games.
That's the highest pay, underestimated highest pay bonus ever. People don't value, I don't believe, how valuable that is right there. Because when you can work for yourself and literally make a living, you know, but your daughter has a play. You know, one time I was supposed to go out and do this keynote. They paid me money. I found out it was the same damn day as my daughter's daddy-daughter dance. So I called them, said, hey, I'm going to send your money back. They're like, well, what are you talking about, dude? You got to be here. I said, I can't do it. There's people here that are going to do a business with Lightspeed. It was like a $500,000 deal to start. I said, can't do it. No. Daddy-daughter dance. Now, I work for myself. No one's going to fire me for doing that. Correct. Nobody said, Brad, get your fucking ass out there to close this deal. So I fucking canceled. And the crazy part is the dude that was coming to do the deal found out that that's why I canceled, and freaking he wanted to do business with me 10 times more.
Why would he not?
But worse, even if he didn't, dude, if you got to miss shit like that, I always ask myself, dude, like, no offense, but like, where's your fucking balls? Like,
right.
Like, dude, you're going to let my wife, when I first met her, she was a nanny for this family. And one day we're in bed Sunday morning, the freaking shears are flowing in with the wind, and it was I had Maroon 5 playing, and it was awesome. And her phone rings, and she goes, "Oh, I gotta go." And I said, "Why?" And her boss was some dude. He said, "Oh, I gotta fucking go over here to so and so." And I said, "Babe, you're gonna have to quit that deal."
Yeah.
She goes, "What do you mean?" I said, "Some dude can tell you to get out of my bed and fucking show up." Bullshit. Next day she quit.
She quit.
Yeah. Well, now she's my wife, but so she made a good decision. Just to all the listeners, if you do want life insurance, which I believe everybody should have, you can hit me up for that too. I'll turn your ass into a lead, and I'll give it to my team, and my team will call you and get you dialed in.
No medical exam.
Hit me in the DM. Just put, I need life insurance. I'll just start bang, bang, bang. I'll have someone reach out to you.
But what a lot of people don't understand is that you don't need any medical exam. You can do your term and get all your money back. So somebody explain to me, somebody DM Brad and tell me why it would be a bad idea to have a life insurance policy where if you die the next, 15, 20, 30 years, your beneficiary gets paid. If you live out the term, you get every single penny back.
Every dime back.
Every time back. It's non-medical. So you literally answer some medical questions, you're done. And then you pay it every month, and basically you get every single dollar back if you live. And if you don't live, then your beneficiary gets a hell of a lot more than you could ever think about putting in. Somebody explain to me how that's bad. Explain to me how that makes any sense.
It's a no-brainer.
I know.
And I'm telling you, everybody says, why am I doing it? Well, that I know. Ultimately, it boils down, as you were talking, I was thinking, why am I really doing it? It boils down to where I think my dad, who was a hardworking individual, never made any money. I used to see him almost drop his head because he didn't have enough money to pay for us all. You know, Christmases, sometimes we'd get like one present, you know, and it would kill him to get that one present. But I just saw, like, I don't want to say shame, but I did see a little, you know, shame in his face. And I just don't want that to happen to other people when it's not that difficult. So to where you don't have to feel that way and your kid doesn't have to feel that way. Like, there's people out there making $80, $90, $100,000 a year, which sounds pretty good. They have no idea that if they just took the same amount of time and effort and switched, that would go to $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 a year. And that makes a massive difference. 2-3 times what you're making. What about the people out there that are currently doing life insurance, folks? And you're making 30, 40, 50%. You realize you'll double your money just jumping over to Real Financial. Not only that, everyone's a 1099 independent business owner. You keep your book of business.
Correct.
A lot of those other agencies, it ain't your business. You're going to make shit money. Well, you might make great money, but at a shit comp plan, which means you're making shit money.
You're working really hard to make it.
Dude, if you're making $500,000 at
God
30%, dude, that's shit money. I don't care because you're losing the other million that you would be getting if you just woke up and stopped listening to the bullshit, you know, preacher. At the end of the day, though, you know, I just don't want other people to feel the same way I believe my dad did, because he died broke, but he was a good, hard-working individual, and I just don't want people to feel that way. Mm-hmm. It's so easy to do, dude. We teach you. We've got the systems and processes now. All you do is go to the link, bradley.com/let's go, by the way. You just go to the link. It asks you a couple of questions. Boom. It'll shoot you an email. It'll give you a password to where we pay for it. Mm-hmm. And then you go to school for a couple of days. You have to learn. The state mandates it. You get your license. You get contracted. We bring you into the culture. We provide you all the training and support you could possibly imagine. It's a killer culture, by the way. Would you agree?
Amen.
I went and got Andy Elliott and
Stud
and Jackie. Those two are probably the best sales trainers on planet Earth. And I say that even though I'm one.
I wouldn't disagree with that. They're really
good. Well, because, dude, they go deep.
They're good, dude.
Like, again, I'm a damn good sales trainer. I used to make badasses. And I'm in there too, by the way. But I went and got the best sales trainers on earth that work 24/7, 365. I've got the best interactive training technology on planet Earth, loaded with step-by-step, even how to get through contracting, which where a lot of people fall because it's a little bit confusing. Mm-hmm. We got it all. All you got to do is go to bradley.com/let's go and change your literal life.
And on top of it, so somebody asked me, how'd you build a business? I said, well, I didn't even have my insurance license, Brad. And I called a guy named Gordon, who was already making really good money. I said, hey, go. I need you to get your insurance license. What are you doing? I told him. He's like, okay, got it. Before I knew it, he had 40, 50 people on his team. You not only get to build an awesome business for you with your sales and what you can do, but by just talking to people and then plugging them into the system where you're like, hey, dude, I got started a day ago, a week ago, a month ago, 5 months ago. Let me get in a real system. Let me get you in there. And when they make a sale, you make an override. Like, what world am I living in? Like, I always wanted to have a real business where if something happened to me at any point in time, or I wanted to do things for me, it didn't, we talk about this all the time, passive cash flow. Dude, I did a lot of real estate. It wasn't passive cash flow. I owned a lot of it, but I managed it myself. I couldn't afford to pay somebody. Here, you have an amazing system, and you have people on your team that already got massive teams.
I don't know why people in real estate don't just stop. Like, I'm serious. Because number one, you get rich by owning it, not by selling it. Most realtors are not rich, most of them. The financial services industry that we're talking about has made more millionaires than any other industry on earth. Dude. So like, you have a better chance of being a millionaire doing this than anything else, and you're over here messing around with real estate. My dumb ass was over here messing with the car business, RVs, this, that, and the other thing. Dude, if I'd have known about this 20, 30 years ago, I'd already be freaking huge.
It'd be obnoxious.
But the agents, I want to talk to the agents that might be listening, the current agents with teams, if you're not getting at least 100% compensation, you're not getting at least 100%. More importantly, you don't own your book of business. I don't know what they call it, like a LOC or some shit, but you don't own
LOA.
LOA. If you don't own your book of business, folks, you are literally toiling, putting all that time and energy to make money, and you might be making good money, but when you're done, it's over. Here, we don't do that. We say it's your business. You build that up over 2 or 3 years. That's what people are currently selling, because it's easy to sell a book of business for millions of dollars. So you make a bunch of money, and then if you do it right and you create the processes and all that, which again, you can just white label ours, you can literally sell that bitch in 3 or 4 years for millions.
Here's the deal. Ask yourself this if you're in the business. Why do your applications you submit go to the company first before the insurance carrier? Okay, like if they are the carrier, they have all your apps, right? But a lot of people operate the way we do with multiple carriers. You're allegedly independent. If I'm independent, Brad, and I write an application, an electronic application, why would it go to you? If you're my manager or the company, why wouldn't it just go to the insurance carrier? Because you want to control it.
Because I want it to
you want to resell it, you want to sell it, you want to own it, you want the renewals. Here, we don't have the apps. Every app that everybody from Real Sense, anybody else, Andrew, anybody in the company, goes right to the insurance carrier.
Well, what about the people that are thinking, man, but this is a bitch, dude. I got all my people already, bought into this other culture bullshit.
Tell them you're sorry. You made a mistake. So I did. You know what I did after 5 years in a place? After 5 years where I screamed, yelled, busted my ass, worked 100 hours a week for the company, saying they're the greatest thing in the history of the world because I didn't know the industry at all. You know what I said? My fault. I led you down a path where we couldn't succeed the way we deserve to succeed. I'm going to right the ship, but it's my fault. Everything I've been saying, I said it because I believed in my heart of hearts. I found something better for us. If you want to come. If you don't. I'm totally good. But I apologized. I didn't know you could go get this kind of compensation. I know we could set up this way. I was at a 55% mortgage, 38% final expense comp. So I was at 38% when I sold the final expense policy.
When you found out that was...
I was pissed.
Yeah.
I was pissed.
That's the part I don't get.
I was pissed. I was to the point where I was like, I don't want to physically see the people that put me at that comp.
This is the part where it's like, if I were listening to this in the insurance business and I'm even aware that 100% is available or even 120 or 130, but if I was listening to this, I would be freaking livid.
You'd quit today.
You're dumb. I'd quit
today.
even if I didn't come with us. I'd
that's
walk
right.
in and I'd
That's
say,
right.
you're telling me that I'm getting the little end? You're getting the big end?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a bigger end, folks.
Yeah, much bigger.
They're getting the bigger end. Why not you take the big end? You're doing all the work. You're missing the soccer games. You're the one freaking buying the leads. You're the one taking the risks. And then at the end, guess what? You don't own the business, and I'm going to give you a fraction of the action when it's your action.
I like that. Fraction of the action.
Stupid.
You should have bombed on that one. That's good.
Dude.
Fraction of the action. That's really good.
Well, I can tell you this. If there's somebody listening right now, I mean, I know there's somebody listening. The question is if the people hearing us talk about this right now have any doubt in their head whatsoever, I would say try to disprove what I'm saying. Go to bradley.com/let's go. Fill out the form. Follow the steps. It's so easy to follow the steps. Do it. And if you cannot succeed, all I ask is that you raise your hand. Come see me. Why? Because I will put someone with you that will literally show you exactly what to do. And if you're willing to do it, there is no fail. There is no fail. People say, well, Brad, not everybody wins. I know, but I'm telling you, in this case, if you're willing to do the work, that's the key.
Yeah.
You can't come in and say, well, I didn't know you wanted me to make phone calls. Of course we want you to make phone calls. Well, I didn't know I'd have to sell. Of course you're going to have to sell. To be rich, to be financially successful, to work for yourself in any capacity, forget life insurance, you got to sell something. People ask me all the time, Brad, how do I get rich? How do I get successful? I say, dude, first, you got to sell something.
100%.
You got to sell something.
100%.
There's nobody I know
Me neither.
personally that really is successful that doesn't sell something.
Me neither.
There's no job in the world that's going to freaking pay you big money where you didn't sell somebody something. So get over the sales. We've got the training. We've got everything. The only question is the belief you have in yourself. If you don't even have that, I believe we can instill that too. You just got to reach out though.
You know what instills that? You start making a bunch of money every week, and it's freaking weird how unbelievably motivated and how much you believe in yourself. I was with a couple the other day, and I said, do you believe in this? She said, he made $47,000 last month. I said, did you believe it before that? She goes, nope. Did you think he was working hard? She goes, yep. She said, but when that money went in the bank account, both of our self-image went through the roof. Dude, and it is hard not to do it.
Yeah, but how do you feel when you walk out on the stage at those February things and there's 20, 30,000 people all thriving?
I feel great.
Because you freaking had the balls.
Because we did this. I feel great. Like you said, dude, when I leave here one day, when people go like, I did this here, whether, they're doing their own deal, but making money without making an impact on other people or bringing people along with you doesn't seem like that much fun.
How much money did you give the kids on Christmas? I saw that something on social.
We did, so we donated for the year $1 million, like 1.2, 1.3 million. For the Christmas, for Dream Center, they do in East LA. If you've not been, Pastor Matthew's one of the greatest guys in the world. They bring Christmas to the kids. So they bust them out of these, they would never get anywhere. Mom and dad a lot of time don't come. They come pick the kids up. Buses come in like Santa Claus on a bus, bring them all over the Dream Center. We got fake snow, reindeer, rides, presents. I think we gave out, ask him. You're talking about 30, 40,000 presents to kids that would not have gotten a present. The cash, we gave out like $100,000 in cash. Just people were coming through. We picked them and saw like mom struggling. Mom's got 5 kids with her. We go over there and talk to her and give her some money, give her some cash. And then especially when the kids come up, they're salespeople like, hey, what are you doing? I'm like, you want some money, right? Sell me on why I should give you some money. And it's great, man. My kids get to go. That's probably been one of the coolest things I've watched them do. And my daughter would go bus in and help the kids get back in. And dude, and we want to give away more money. We want to make a difference. And that's the stuff when you say, man, you changed my life. When somebody sends me a message, it's like, you're at the Dream Center and you gave me $300 and that allowed me to get through another week. We almost got evicted dude, that's what this whole thing's about, man.
Boom.
That's all it is.
That's why you should do it right there.
Amen.
Obviously start with your own family, get that thing solid. get yourself solid, but more importantly, the reason you want to do that is because, dude, it's like when the oxygen mask comes down, you're supposed to put it on first.
Amen.
Get your shit in order so now you can go help the world. And that's, again, I don't want to sound angelic like I'm Mr. Angel, but that's why I'm doing it. Like, I don't need more. I mean, I love more.
Yeah, you ain't mad at it. You ain't mad at it.
I ain't mad. I ain't got my jet yet.
You're going to.
Oh, I will.
That is a fact. What are you going to get?
G550.
Are you really? Good for you.
Well, I mean, I'm going to start with a 450.
That's a legit deal.
A 450 is probably all I need for my family. But, sometimes you want to bring somebody, so you just step up to the 550.
Dude, I ain't mad at you. Good for you.
I don't need a 650.
No.
That's a monster.
So it's the 550, but good for you.
But, dude, I'm telling you, bro, can you imagine? I mean, you do imagine. Mm-hmm. You fly wherever you want to go, whenever you want to go.
Correct.
Now, how does that feel?
It's unbelievable. First of all, I started... I just want to get to more people.
And I don't know if people know that about you, but again, 8 years ago, you just heard the story. Dude. Now he's got a jet waiting for him 24/7. He's flying all over. He'll go fly across the country, which is not cheap, by the way. No. You got a private jet going across the country is probably 30, 40 G's minimum. To go to a meeting, even with fucking 15 people, mm-hmm. and you will walk in that meeting and you will sit there for 4 hours and talk to people about freaking getting involved, and you ain't getting a freaking dime for doing it. It's crazy.
Dude, but think about this. You want to talk about when we launched the company, I had $700 to my name, true, like $700. Took a few years to make money with the company. Had an old car, a couple 100,000 miles on it, little place to rent, like
not even 9 years ago, folks.
Yeah. And dude, what did we do? We and it's kind of funny when you try to explain to people financial services, like when they go, what did they sell? Like, let's use Andrew, right? Guy's bagging groceries, gets a life insurance license, sells, hires some people, and then a company gives him an obnoxious amount of money for it. And you go, what did you actually do? He has a book of business, has people he brought on, but in what other world can you do that? Like, I did really well. What's that?
You know what it boiled down to? He helped a bunch of people.
Correct. Which is what you're talking about, dude. I'm telling you, that's what we've been about since day one. And when you look at the people, I mean, the stories we've gotten from people and the situations they're in, because a lot of people have tried a lot of things. And then they're like, dude, if I knew about this earlier, because this is simpler, like everybody wants what I'm actually bringing them. Like, and that's what's cool. People have zero sales experience, like none. I saw a guy the other day and he's a pipe fitter. He's like, dude, I never thought I would do this. Got laid off. He's doing 20 a week. I'm like, what do you do? He's like, I just talk to people. They're just average people like me. They're just average and ordinary people. Like, why would they not want me to help them? I'm nice. It's easy, he said. He goes, I never thought I could do financial services. Intimidated me until I tried it.
It does sound intimidating.
Yeah, it does, because financial services. Dude, you get your insurance license. It's like not hard to get. And you call people that want help and give them the insurance. And that was my problem. When the guys hired me, they tried to train me. I was like, dude, don't train me. Give me the lead. I don't need a phone script to call someone and tell them I'm coming over. If I want to talk to you, bro, I don't need a phone script and what to say. If I want to get into podcasts, I ask. If I want to do something over here, I ask. If I want to do a business, I mean, just, dude, call people and tell them what you want them to do.
Dude, I know a guy who's in the financial services space. He's probably doing 200 grand. I say he's stuck up because he doesn't want to sell you $80 mortgage protection.
He's above it.
Oh, he's above it. He wants you to transfer all your money over to invest it with them.
Correct.
So he's one of those guys that all he's looking for is for you to invest all your money with them. And I'm like, dude, you made 200 G's being a financial advisor. Why don't you just go over there and sell somebody a $50 policy and make 3 times that? He says, dude, he's stuck up. What do you say to those people?
Well, let me tell you real quick. When I got in the business, everybody told me that. So there's a guy, a really good friend of mine now. It's a big aggregator. And I told him what business we were in. He's like, oh, we only do high ticket items. Yeah. And I was like, fine. 3-4 years into it, they're begging me to work with them. Like, they can't believe we're doing hundreds of millions of dollars. What I would say to guys like that or girls like that is, at the end of the day, are you more worried about how you, dude, for me, I want to make my family more money. I want to give it. By the way, if I make $1 million a year and I give away 200, cool. If I make 200, I can't give away 200. Maybe I can give away 20. Maybe I can give away 30. Maybe I can make an impact. I'm certainly making decisions based on money, but I would tell people to get over themselves. My thing was, I've never been that full of myself. So, and I think people that are that full of themselves, with all due respect, are doing it to hide something, because they're really not. They're just like, it's this idea that I get in a suit every day. And by the way, if you're making 200 grand a year, you can't afford suits because you don't make any money. So you got to pay for those yourself. I tell people to come give it a shot because they'd be blown away. And I got pitched in a lot of those companies. I got my license. A lot of my buddies had done stuff. And I asked them one question. I said, why would I ever want to go where everybody goes and then serve a very small percentage of people. Because if I have 200 grand and give it to you, or 400 grand or $1 million or 5 million, whatever it is I give to you, and you manage it for me. By the way, everybody's always calling me, getting me to move it from you. Always. That's their job. So it's an army of men and women calling a very small percentage of people and always trying to get move money. Or would I want to go where less people are selling and everybody needs it? I'm like, I'd go there.
And the price point is so ridiculously low, dude. You're asking people for $50 a month.
Correct. But why would I not do that? I'm a path of least resistance guy. I apologize, but I am. Like if I get to go run through it, if Shaquille O'Neal's guarding the rim or Steph Curry, I just go over and bust through Steph Curry. I ain't any good, but I can get to the rim. But I ain't going anywhere near Shaq. That's the way I looked at it. Hell, I use Muggsy Bogues better. I don't disrespect Steph Curry's best shooter ever. So Shaq and Muggsy Bogues, a lot of young people don't even know. I just go jump over him. He's little. But why would I want to do this and beat my head against the wall for 25 years to make 200 grand a year? And by the way, do you know how stressful that is to always know that people are always trying to take from your client? Our clients don't call anybody else. They're middle American people. Fill the form out. You give them life insurance. They say, thank you, Brad. Have a nice day. You call them in a year. You manage your business. You keep going. But those other guys,
and not only that,
called all day.
And not only that, you can go back and sell them more.
And they refer their parents and their grandparents and their kids and their nephews, because you know what you find in groups of people that they don't have the people. Like for me, if you would come to my mom's apartment, my mom didn't have life insurance. My mom could have given you her brother, her parents, her friends. None of them had life insurance because that's where we were financially. We were similarly situated. So most people didn't have it covered. We'd have been a home run, but nobody. Talk about your dad. And I watched my mom go through that. Nobody ever knocked on my mom's apartment door ever and tried to sell us life insurance. Nobody ever called. And everybody in our family that died that I was aware of when I was young never had any life insurance. So why didn't anybody do that? We were there. My mother could have done $50 a month. My neighbor could have done $50 a month. My grandparents could have done a couple $100 a month. My mom's brother could have done a couple $100 a month. Why? Because everybody wanted to go after these big fish. And I'm not a fan of positional leaders. Like I don't like titles. So if you're enamored with yourself because you have 2 nice suits and you have a title, very first appointment I went to, Brad, there was a financial planner there. His name was Vincent. It's 100%. Vincent, I'll never forget the way. And he was doing this presentation for the client. And my man worked at a factory with a bunch of kids. And I was like, he didn't know why I was there. He lied and said he worked in my office. So when I got there, they're like, hey, somebody from your office is here. I'm like, I don't have an office. I work out of my house. So I meet this dude. He's suit, whole deal. And they're spinning. They don't even know what he's talking about. I don't even know how he got their name. And when he got done, he said, well, I have it taken care of. I appreciate you coming, Shawn. I said, I'll have a seat, Vincent, right here and just wait for you to be done, bro. Have at it. He did an hour and 10-minute presentation. I sat in this guy's recliner and watched some soap opera that they were watching, right? They get done, and he's like, so this would be the time that you give me a check. Very weak, very pathetic, no closing ability. And I said, guys, hold on. I'm here. Let's just compare. I got an option too. 2 minutes. I said, what did he talk about? The guy goes, I have no idea what he was just talking about. I said, you confused? He said, yes. I have an insurance license. I'm confused. I said, you want to make sure that if you die, because you know when it works, your wife's house covered, right? And paid off. Yeah, how much is it? 220 grand. Okay, boom, 220. Okay, got it. You want all your money back? He's like, yeah, that's the thing I filled out. Yeah, get every penny back. So here's how much you get back. Here's what it costs a month. Here's your deal. I need your bank account information. It takes me like 14 minutes to close them. And Vincent's watching. He's like, well, I drove a long way. I was like, you should get better at your job because you suck. True story, exactly how it happened. But I realized that moment in time, there were dudes out there. He was trying to sell them this policy, this huge policy for like $700 a month. They didn't have $700. It was like $120 a month. The guy saw, I sold them on. But dude, I don't know, man. And by the way, that's why you're stuck up, friend. I'd much rather work with the guy that's parking cars, the girl that's parking cars, bartender, waitress, working in the gym, selling solar, selling pest control, selling real estate, selling cars, any of the above. You want to know why? Because you're already grinding. You probably know how to deal with people, and you ain't full of yourself. And there's one thing I'm not good at is dealing with egotistical people, so I don't want them. So if he does decide to join, don't send him around me because I'm terrible with egotistical people. Because once they start telling me how good they are, I want to put them in their place, and that's not healthy. I have to grow up, so I'm trying to. So don't put them in my face, please.
Well, I can tell you this: if you're in an MLM for a while and haven't worked out, but you put the work in and it didn't pan out, dude, trust me. Go to bradlee.com/let's go. I can show people that haven't really killed it in the MLM space
no doubt
how to kill it in this space. It's almost like an MLM, even though it's not one, but you can make a freaking fortune. So real estate agents, guys, you got your license, good, keep it. It's an asset. Now go get your insurance license and let's make some real money so you can buy and own real estate and get rich like you're supposed to in real estate. Car salesman. Again, I mean, dude, that's the business
Mortgage
I chose.
officers,
Like a dump mortgage
loan
right
officers.
now for sure.
You're already doing it. We're selling your clients. They're in front of you. They leave you. We send them a lead. They fill it out, and we sell them the insurance.
And here's what's funny is a lot of times you're selling somebody the insurance, they'll sell insurance.
Correct.
So it's like referrals, overrides. It's ridiculous. If anyone's not doing it and you're not making more than, I'd say, let's say, I'll be as realistic as I can get, $100,000 a year. If you are making more than $100,000 a year, again, do it secondarily and make yourself a little bit more. The more you make, I believe, the better off you are, because you can make bigger impact with people. Amen. You can have better health care for your family. You can have better educations. You have better Christmases, better holidays. Money is not a bad thing, and I can show people how to make a whole bunch of it. Now, if you're already an insurance agent, like, to me, that's what blows my mind. Mm-hmm. And you're not getting 100%. You don't own your book of business. You don't have the support that you think you would need to excel. Dude, go to bradley.com/let's go. Fill out the damn form. I'm looking for people. We've got leads coming out our yin yang.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm telling you, I need thousands of people. Share this podcast with somebody that you think needs. There's so many people that want to win, Shawn. It's just, and people should look me up. Okay. Cause again, you're 100% correct. If this wasn't real, number one, that's why I called it real. Mm-hmm. But if this wasn't real, I wouldn't be talking about it.
Hell no, you wouldn't.
I wouldn't even, I would be talking about it, but I'd be exposing it.
And by the way, that's what would have happened when you joined us, you realized like, hey man, this bull crap. You should have.
Well, I had my suspicions, but the investigative work I did on this industry told me that it was legit, or I wouldn't even have started. But I still had a little bit of, can't be that easy.
Dude, you didn't have a little bit of that. You had a lot of that.
But dude, I saw these 20-year-old kids and 50-year-old people and all these different people, sales, no sales, all over the country. Click the link. Now they're making money. We just had our first real financial. Thank you for speaking there, by the way.
Yeah, it was great, by the way.
But listen, I mean, dude, the training that we have, the support that we have, the culture that we have, the only reason you wouldn't do it is pure fear and excuses. So share this out also. But Shawn, dude, tell me, like, if you could redo everything, what would you do different?
I'll tell you what we would do. We would be I think when we launched the company, we're so focused on sales, which is great. And we are crazy, rapidly focused on it. But what we're talking about today, you and I, in putting this recruiting deal on these mediums like what we're doing here at your podcast, I would have found a way to get out what we're doing faster. Because the reality is, why people are making a 30, 40, 50% comp? Because I have sucked at recruiting. Because we've not let enough people know. Because there's no way in the world that somebody says that makes sense. They joined a company because they didn't know who we were. I would have been a lot more. Option. They didn't have the option. And they didn't. Why didn't they know? I do meetings all the time. Why did they work there? I'm like, because we weren't good enough for recruiting. They found them and contacted them before we did.
Yeah, or we weren't doing enough effort to get the word out.
That's what I'm saying. We weren't. If one thing I changed, the very first thing I would change is we would have been a lot more rabid about getting the word out to everybody. But what happened was, guys, and again, I'm happy for people, but I want to make an impact on millions of people.
Because right now, all these other agencies we're talking about, they're recruiting people every single day. And those people have no clue.
They're not licensed. They're getting a license. I know.
They're getting led to a slaughterhouse, basically.
Do you know what happens? A lot of these companies, and I worked at one, they said I couldn't hire licensed agents. And you're like, and at first they said, it's like the boiler room deal, right? You can't, if you already got your Series 6, get out. Because they knew what they were doing was pretty jacked up. But you literally couldn't have the series in that little movie, right? These other companies, a lot of them will say, don't hire people who have license because they're hard to work with. Only get the ones that have no experience, don't have a license. Because they knew, I'd never been in insurance. When I was in real estate, Brad, and I've got 6%, when they told me it was 55 and 38, and they didn't even tell me it was 38, it was 55, then I realized it was 38 in final expense. I thought that was good, dude. I'm not stupid. I think I'm a smart person.
Well, yeah, I mean, but it doesn't sound like a bad
What did
plan.
I know? I didn't know anything. I didn't know. I was brand new to the industry. I didn't know about book of business. I didn't know that everything went to them. I didn't know they were going to charge me fees. I didn't know any of that.
And it doesn't sound like a bad pay plan. Like, dude, 30%, 55%, that's strong.
So we're going to get better at recruiting. We're going to scream about it. We're going to be rabid about it. We're not going to have any complacency. But, we fought a lot of stuff early on, but I wish we had done a lot better job getting the word out.
Well, I think at FFL, you guys should probably just send them over to Real anyway.
I know you think that, 100%.
Send them over to Real.
Yeah, anywhere at FFL, dude, but we love Real. We're a big Real fan.
Well, good. No doubt. And we're real happy you are. So, folks, listen, as always, but still at the end of the day, man, that's a very underrated bonus is being able to decide when you go on vacation. You want to stay an extra week, stay an extra week. And by the way, you got your phone and your laptop? Fuck, you can sell this shit by the pool.
Correct.
Now, you keep saying going to someone's house. I'm thinking, why would you need to go to their house anymore?
You don't have to. Here's a beautiful thing. Well, before, I'll be honest with you.
I've had people tell me, no, you know, in person. Dude, listen, I'd prefer you get me on the fucking phone. This ain't $1 million decision, people. It's a couple $100 a month. I don't 100%. Need you to come to my house, especially with COVID, especially with fucking whack jobs. I don't know who the fuck you are. I mailed something in. Now you want to come to my house? Shit. I don't even let people come to my house when my wife sells shit on OfferUp or whatever. We have a warehouse where we send it there, and it's like, go there. I don't want people coming to my house.
But here's the thing. Think about this. And I agree with you. We can do it any one of three ways. But when I started, thought to myself, this is weird. Nobody's going to want me to come. Like, this is weird. But then I started realizing that 1.5% of the people that get all this stuff, internet, Facebook, Instagram, direct mail, 98.5% of the people, they freaking don't respond or throw it away.
Yeah.
That's me and you. We're the 98.5%. So we're like, don't come to my house. We're like, you can't pull my driveway. We're like, I'm not giving you my address. But we're not the people that fill it out. It's a very trusting population of people like, hey, I need the help. And dude, I'm totally good people come to my house. Now, we do it when COVID hit, it changed the whole dynamic of everything. Because some folks are like, hey, we don't want you to. We're like, dude, cool, we'll do it right now. Some guys and girls just call and do it over the phone. And then some people say, hey, listen, I live wherever. I'd like you to come out to the house. Fine. I've been doing this 12 years, so I never had any problem with because of the population. You know, they fill something out.
What if they're in Chicago and you're in freaking LA?
Well, you could call them from LA if you wanted to and sell them over the phone. But a lot of people might call them locally and go out to the house. And if you were in LA and they said, hey, I want you to come out, then you call your agent in Chicago because we have agents all over the country. And you go, hey, man, this guy wants you to go out to 123 Main Street. He wants to meet with somebody in person. You cool with that? Yes. So we have a lot of people that just get on the phone, like you're talking about, get on Zoom and do their appointments wherever they want. From the pool, from vacation, from another country. They just get on there and do their deal because it's all virtual and it's a home run. And COVID's allowed that to happen. Prior to COVID, a lot of this was done in person. But I agree with you. I don't think it has to be done in person. We have a hybrid approach. Do any one of three. Phone, Zoom, in the home. Some people love being in the home. They write $100,000 a month. Cool, do it. Some people love being on the phone, love being on Zoom. Love doing all of it. But I think what they're starting to learn is you'll call some people up. If they say, hey, I don't want you to come out the house, they immediately go, all right, cool, don't need to. Here's my insurance license. Let me text it to you so you have my information. You look me up. I'm going to need some information from you. Let's take care of this over the phone. And a lot of times they say, okay.
Before COVID, it was mostly in-house.
Oh, yeah.
And I'll bet you if you'd asked all these old insurance.
They would have said it couldn't be done.
Fucking ancient people.
Yeah.
Because the people I'm talking to, dude, they're all older.
Mm-hmm.
They're ancient, basically. Antiquated, and they're saying no, it's a face-to-face business. But COVID forced them to do it, and now look, I wonder how many policies are sold virtually rather than.
Oh, I can tell you the vast majority of a lot of places now are sold virtually.
Yes, and they thought it couldn't happen.
No, just like leads. They would told me 10 years ago, direct mail leads, direct mail leads, direct mail leads. I'm like, dude, I promise you that's not the future. I promise you it's internet and social media, It's not direct mail. My daughter, it's funny. I said this when she moved to school. I said, have you checked your mail? Now, my daughter's smart. She's like gotten to LMU, gets good grades. She said, mail? I said, yeah, the mail. She goes, why would anybody send me anything in the mail? She's 20. And I'm like, that's what she's like, I don't know, Dad. I got everything. Like, I've never checked my mail. I mean, it's probably all junk mail, right? And I'm like, she thinks the way almost everybody else does at that age. So what's there to check? What do you tell me? Just like people told me, they don't use TVs either. I buy 5 TVs, put them in the kids' rooms. They watch TV on their phone. They watch YouTube on their phone, So, yeah, I agree with you. We've changed, Brad, I think, with the industry, with technology.
Dude, you're the CEO and founder, which means before you, there was nothing.
Nothing.
So you formed a company. You said, fuck this. I'm going to go out and build something.
Yeah.
How many people are involved today?
So we'll give you some perspective. We'll issue in 21, about $600 million in premium total. Okay, about 425 million of it will be life premium. Makes us bigger than just about anybody else is doing this in America. We partnered with an awesome company called Integrity. That's been great for us. But 425 million, I was saying this to you earlier, we only, and I mean only, have about 17,000 agents that have been paid year to date. And we've done 425 million. Now, how many people have an insurance license? I don't know, 1 million more. And we're like, dude, we know what we offer. We know what we pay. We know we don't charge for it. We know how you can get leads. We have very presumptive training. We got great bonuses. We're willing to give a lot of it away. So we could 10x our sales force, go to 170,000 people like that, and go to billions. In 2022, we're going to hit $1 billion. We're going to issue $1 billion in life and annuity premium, which I don't know any other IMO, FMO, any of that kind of stuff can do. And I don't know many insurance carriers are banging out the kind of volume on that side.
Did you have a vision of this, or were you like, fuck it, I'll just get it started and see what happens?
Dude, I'd lie to you if I said a vision. I wanted to sell and make more money on my own. That's what it was. I had some guys I knew pretty well that were like, hey, dude, I've tried it other places. I tried it where you worked. I want to go do something else. Who called me? And it just snowballed because I think our model was so different. You know, it's been done the same way for so long with the same comp and the same this, and you can't do that, and don't try that. And we were open to, hey, let's try about anything as long as it's legal and ethical and it works. Let's try it. So for me, I was just trying to get by, dude. I mean, I had a couple $100 in my bank account. I was trying to like pay my bills, take care of my kids. And then when people started coming in, it was like, oh crap, what are we going to do? We had no infrastructure.
How much you got in your bank account now?
A lot more than that. I ain't worried about paying bills. That's for damn sure. You know what I mean?
Is it like almost unreal?
It's surreal to me. Yes, it's the whole thing surreal. We started even the first year when the first month I was selling, having like really good compensation and not having expenses. Just that first month, I was like, dude, within a couple months, I can make myself. I was putting so much money back in the business. What was really surreal for me and unreal for me was, like when guys that were working with me that didn't have all the the company expenses, how much they were making. I was like, so I would call them up and be like, dude, how much in your bank account? They were like 4 months in. They're like, $311,000. I'm like, dude, are you paying taxes? Like, this is crazy. They're like, this is unbelievable. So
it's not that hard of a sale.
No, but again, like you said, a lot of people don't know about it.
Dude, I didn't know about it.
I know.
I didn't know about it I knew about it, but didn't know about it.
Correct.
In other words, I heard, insurance, I know fucking, Milet. I know a bunch of people that, make good money, but I'm thinking, oh shit, that took them 20 years. You can't just jump into that business, but you can.
Yes.
And not only that, we're not talking about making billions of dollars. We're talking about, are you making 300,000 or 400,000? Because if you're not, and plus you're busting your ass. I know people out there, dude, they got blisters when they get home. They did miss their kid's soccer game.
Correct.
They got to make money. They got bills to pay, and they're literally stuck in what I call the fucking rat race.
Yeah.
And they're not getting out of it.
Correct.
They're living off their credit cards, and they think there's nothing they can do. When in reality, there is, and it's not that difficult.
And anybody can do it. See, reality is outside as long as you can get licensed, right? There's no innate skill set to call people up that ask you for insurance and get it to them. None. Because it's a percentage of the population, which is massive, by the way. It's hundreds of millions of people here that have said, I want it. All you got to do is call them up and, hey, man, ask some questions. And then, boom, $2,000 in their bank account. Bam, $2,000.
Not only that, but you build a little relationship with that customer. Their aunts, their uncles, their
100%.
brothers, their sisters.
It's ridiculous.
Now you got a bigger network.
It's ridiculous.
If you're a people person, shit, you should crush it.
And you ain't got to be a salesperson.
I tell people
all the time, you're an order taker. We're an order. They fill out an order online, on Facebook, direct mail. We're an order taker. I call you up and go, Brad, you filled this thing out. What are you going to say? No. You just filled it out 20 minutes ago or an hour ago or 3 days ago.
What if there's not leads?
Oh my God, dude, we have to slow down our lead flow. We don't have enough agents. We could go to 170,000 agents. There's no BS. 170,000 from our 17,000, and we'd have more than enough leads. More than enough leads. The internet leads are ridiculous. Turn them on and off like a faucet.
And these people are asking. They're hand raising. Yeah. I'm interested.
They have to go through it's life insurance. You know what you want, the ballpark of what they look like, benefits, premium, what they got to pay. They know exactly what they're doing.
How do you learn all that shit?
Well, we teach. I mean, here's the deal. It took me a long time for us to learn as a company, right? But then I think what happened was once we learned it all, it was like, let's just share everything we know with everybody. Like, that's one of the things we did early on with our training. People would be like, well, why do you put the training online? I'm like, what do I care? Like, well, people you compete with are going to watch it. I'm like, they'd still have to go to work. And then maybe they'll watch it and join us anyway because they realize they ain't getting taken care of at the company. I mean, whatever. I don't care. What does it matter to me? You still have to go out there. You still have to bust your ass. You have to have a right attitude and you have to go do it. But the reality is we do all that for you. So we have the leads. You point and click, CRM, boom. Here's how I get them. Here's how it's done. We show you what to do when you get out in the field. And we're very, very presumptive about it. But I think a lot of what you and I were talking about earlier is we yank the fear away. Because that's what cripples people. Calling somebody up, once you get them on the phone, it's like public speaking. You know, the guy or girl goes up, they start sweating, they get red, but after a while, they're like, this ain't so bad. Like, nobody died while they're speaking. They're okay. They didn't fall to the ground and pass out. And now all of a sudden, that color dissipate. Like, they're cool now. They're bad. They stop rambling. They stop going, because they got rid of their fear. We just try to yank that out before they even call people and get in the field because there's no reason to be fearful. They're asking you to come out there. I think that was and I always made the analogy to take something in your life that you've done that somebody didn't want you to do. It could be anything, right? It could be you started doing this, didn't have an audience. You had to start somewhere. Yep. So, and you start doing them early on, right? And people are like, well, you could get caught up with how many people weren't listening as opposed to how many were. Because somebody was. They ain't as many as they are now, obviously, and not as many as you're going to have in a year or two because this thing's exploding, literally, no pun intended. But you got to start somewhere. But so for us, it's getting people to understand that if you went out in the field and you had 10, or on the phone, you had 10 appointments, okay? And you only closed one. Like seriously, you talked to 10 people that wanted the insurance and you closed one. You still make yourself $1,000. Yeah, for the day at your house. For the day at your house. And again,
and by the way, how long does that take you?
You couldn't be that.
45 minutes?
Maybe on the phone. And the other 9 said no, so that didn't take very long.
Well, then if you get a little better, you probably raise those odds.
I don't care who you are, I tell people all the time, as long as you're willing to call the people and as long as you genuinely give a damn about them, you'll close half of them by accident. And I mean that. Like you'll literally, because they want to buy.
Not only that, dude, we're talking a couple $100 a month.
I know.
Now, are you dealing with people who are like $200 a month, dude? I won't be able to buy my kids food.
Well, here, I'm a big fan of like being direct with people. Okay. So when people, it's like we're taking orders, but a lot of people are taught to not be sold, right? What are most of our clients worried about? Being lied to. So I'm upfront with them. I say, I'm not gonna lie to you about nothing. So if you tell me I can't afford the food, it's like, Brad, that's not true. You got a cell phone, you got a car. Come on, bro. That's not true. I'm not mad at you, but that's not true. The $200 is not what's going to get you. It's all this other stuff you do in your life. Hanging out all the time, going out on the weekends, drinking, going to football games. Like, I'm fine with doing all that, but you got a wife and a little baby here. They ain't got no damn life insurance. So if you got to find a way, and as you talked about, I'll hire you. But if not, you're screwing off with $200 a month. That's just going wherever. So you got to figure it out, bro. But here's the thing. There are places in the world, not in America, where you actually, when you buy a home, it's required that you have life insurance, which is actually brilliant because the reality really is that's like the number one cause of foreclosures. You don't like foreclosure in your neighborhood, screws up everything. It screws up your valuation. Houses are empty. People break into them. Nobody wants that.
Banks want to get paid.
Of course they want to get paid. So they kind of do that and go, we require you to have enough. So when something happens, we get paid off. Y'all get to stay there and just pay the taxes on the home. So there's nothing complicated about it. And the reality is, like you said, have a conversation with people. But what they're looking to do is they want to be told what to do because you are the only one. Like when I started, people would give me their advice. I'd go, hey guys, if you don't mind me, do any of you have an insurance license? No. Okay, well, I didn't tell you how to use the excavator because I'd asked the guy to dig the hole at the foundation because, like, you had a laser and stuff. I probably would have dumped the machine in the hole. I never did that. Please don't tell me how to do my job. Like, with all due respect. Like, please don't tell me how to do mine. I'm the only one with an insurance license here. I'm the only one that can take care of this for us. Let's just proceed. Let me help you. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not trying to be, but we know you need this.
Are you able to lie to them? Meaning,
hell no.
Meaning,
not if you want to keep your license.
Well, not only that, but I mean, when you type the shit in,
you can't.
The carrier says it's fucking what it is. You don't decide what it's going to be. You're not like, well, dude, this guy will pay $500 even though it's $300.
Dude, you ask the questions and they answer them, and if they lie about them, they're going to run the script check and run the MIB, and you're going to go, hey man.
Yeah, but it's the customer that lies, not you.
No, you're going to go, hey, bud, you got declined. So, but we teach people that too. Like we teach them how to get the truth, which is like, hey, Brad, I'm going to run this for you. They know everything already, Brad. So it'd be a lot easier if you just tell me, Brad.
Yeah.
So that way we don't have to go, oh my God, why'd he lie? So Brad, I don't care what the medical condition was. I don't care what happened. Just answer all these questions truthfully and we'll deal with that. We can always help and figure out whether there's a policy for everybody. But if you start lying to the insurance company and they decline you, you can imagine people aren't going to want, and they're going to have that information that you lied and they declined you. So let's just not do that. And I think we teach people that because a lot of people have this misconception that if they have like, oh my God, I got diabetes. Dude, so does about everybody, it seems. There's life insurance for it. You don't got to wait 2 years for it. Oh my God, I had a heart attack a few years ago. With the way medical technology is, some of these things that people think are such a big deal, the insurance company's like, okay, do they have this? No, you can have the policy. They have this? No, you can have the policy. So a lot of people get caught up in the fact that I can't get it. You know, we have carriers that don't ask certain height, weight. There's a lot of people that just won't do it for certain reasons, and you're fine. We have insurance carriers that deal with smokers different. They go like, how are you going to quit in a couple of years? Okay, we'll put you down as this, and then we'll contact you in a couple of years. Or some do this, and they don't consider this tobacco anymore. And then you do, like, dude, there's a policy for everybody. So our deal, we teach our agents, just get them to tell you the truth, bud. And dude, if I'm doing that with you, why would you lie to me? Even if you're thinking about lying to me, your wife's like, dude, tell him the truth because he's like making sense right now, you know? Because you go, like, I'm not going to tell him that I smoke 2 packs of cigarettes. It's like, dude,
our insurance will be double.
Yeah, correct. But I mean, there's also companies that go, hey, we don't care about the cigar smoking or pipe smoking as long as you don't. I mean, you have to know those things going in. They're not complicated. No, it takes you a couple hours.
They're also not going to be fooled.
No.
Like if you fucking smoke, they're going to know it.
Of course they are, dude. And why do you, hey, and I always tell people, this is the thing you don't want to lie on. Okay, because let's just say something were to happen and you had, you know, a guy one day, well, I got this, but I haven't filled my prescription. And I was like, okay, they're going to know. And if you lie in the application and you die in 7 months and they pull the history and determine you lied, they're going to send your wife a check for what you paid in premium, not the insurance policy. So let's just be honest. And dude, let's be honest. And I would say to people sometimes too, they go like, well, that's a lot of money. I'd be like, yeah, it is a lot of money. 200 grand. They're like, no, $180. I'm like, okay, slow down. You're telling me $180 that you're paying every month is a lot, but the $250,000 they're going to give you and then give you all your money back is not a lot of money.
Not to mention, like, don't you care about your wife and kids?
There you go.
Or whoever's buying
Brad,
it?
I think you need to start working with us. I really do. I'm just saying, I wasn't here to recruit you, but I'm just thinking you should.
Yeah, well, trust me when I tell you. If you ask me, there's no other way around it, only because I'm tired of freaking telling people and not giving them the next step. So the next step is, here's the vehicle. Because I can tell people mindset, habits, skill set. I can teach them how to close. I can teach them how to sell. This is an easy fucking sell.
No doubt.
I bet you I would get agents doing 50 to 80% close ratio with just good sales training. Mm-hmm. Just good sales training, let alone referrals, prospecting. Like you could get referrals. You build that relationship right. Mm-hmm. You sell one policy, I'll bet you there's 5 more in the same damn family. And that's $5,000, $10,000 a pop. And you're helping the family because if something happened, they're screwed. I went out to New York Life one time. The CEO, dude, young guy, CEO, something happened to his family and they had freaking insurance, New York Life Insurance, which saved his mom and his mm-hmm. ass, and that's what made him so passionate about it. And the son bitch ended up CEO of it. Mm-hmm. I mean, insurance is a good thing, and anyone that's not willing to spend, it's not like thousands, man. It's a couple $100
tops.
If you aren't willing to spend a couple $100 to protect your family, dude, what kind of a piece of shit are you? Honestly.
Yeah,
and I'd use that close.
You
like no one's.
You do your thing, bro.
Dude, I ain't leaving the house. I ain't leaving the house without a policy or an enemy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Because if I leave the house without a policy, you're going to be an enemy. Because I'm going to be like, dude, you're a fucking rat trap piece of shit.
Plus, you also failed me. I mean, if you go there and you don't do everything you have to do, and I think what's funny, Brad, is when you go and stick up for people, dude, 99.9% of the time they're fine. Like they understand it, they get it, and they're like, you know, you're right. You're right. I know I need to do this because they didn't.
What would stop somebody?
Not much does, because you're not trying to find somebody on the side of the street that doesn't believe in life insurance. Not everybody believes in it. 1.5% of these people send it back. They obviously believe in it. They wouldn't send it back. You could find a guy on the side of the street that goes, I don't care about nobody. I ain't got, and he might be telling the truth, but he didn't fill out a form. He's not our guy. We'd never call him.
Yeah, but
we don't cold call anybody. No, but my point is, even with everybody we call, I think the majority of them you're going to find are going to go, yeah, dude, like this makes a lot of sense to me, dude. I'm completely in. Why would I not be? And I think, but they're waiting. I think here's what I believe. If you're going to work with somebody, when they lob up to you something like, I want to think about it, they just want to see how passionate you are about it. Like that guy you told rose up the ranks, big part of that, dude, was he's passionate. Freaking people need life insurance. This ain't a game to me. And that was our deal when we first started down. I'm like, it's not funny. It's not funny that you didn't help them. Yes, you didn't get paid. I got that. How do you know which one dies? I'll give you a really quick story. My first death claim, my very first death claim. I've been doing this for like 5 months. Had no death claims. Selling life insurance, going to people's houses, picking up checks, doing my thing, whatever. I'm driving down the street one day. God is great. I'm arguing with one of the guys in my office because he was supposed to do something, but something didn't happen. And I literally pulled over because I didn't want to lose signal where I was. And I'm talking to him, and I got a folder next to me of my appointments. And I end up being in another neighborhood. I was like, damn. So I pull out a lead, and the lead is in the neighborhood I'm in. So I hang up with him. I go knock. I have no appointment. Knock on the door. Lady comes to the door. She's super nice. She's like, hey, how you doing? I said, this is you. She goes, yeah, I've been calling you. Couldn't get a hold of you. You know, you want me to take my shoes off? That was always my deal. Take my shoes off? She's like, no, you don't take them off. I'm like, my mom would hit me in the back of the head if I didn't ask. I go on in. So we start talking. She goes, I want to be honest with you. I have stage, it was 3 or 4, pancreatic cancer. I got 90 days to live. I said, okay. She said, what can you do for me? I said, I'll be really honest with you. The only thing I could do for you is to write you a policy that's graded. It's going to take 2 years. You're going to live 2 years. She said, Shawn, I'll be honest with you. Chances I live 2 years are 0. I have no shot to live 2 years. As I'm saying that, around comes her husband. Big old boy. Hair down, vest. Like, you know, guys that are big anyway, they cut the sleeves off their shirt to show you how big they are. Cut the sleeve off his vest. He walks the door, goes, who the are you? And I said, I'm Shawn, your wife. I go up, shake. He wouldn't shake my hand. I would shake his hand. He wouldn't shake my hand. I sit back down. But I'm not going to get emotional about it, right? Because, like, I'm trying to help him. So I said, listen. He goes, I told you. Starts giving her. He says, I told you couldn't get life insurance. You stop filling these forms out. I said, hey, man, how about you? He goes, don't even start with that crap. I'm not getting no damn life insurance. She looks at him and goes, I'm going to die. You're not going to get life insurance. I go, heard what you said, right, bro? And he's like, I'll look at it, but I ain't going to get it. I got it at work. So everybody thinks they have it at work. Okay. So we go back and forth a little bit. I let him feel good about being big in charge in the house, right? I want to be nice to him. I'm not reacting to him screaming and yelling and being and dropping his own bombs on me. And I end up writing him a policy. Okay. The dude was late to work that day, worked second shift at a corporation 15 minutes from their house. Never even had to be on the highway. Leaves 2 days later on his motorcycle. Okay. Deer runs across this route. He lays the bike down, hits his head in the pavement, and dies instantly. Article in the paper because it's small town. Wrote him policy for $250,000. One of the relatives calls, like, yelling at me, which I don't give any information out of the phone, saying my so-and-so, I don't know what the relative was. She thinks she's getting $250,000. Why would you lie to her? I'm like, first of all, I don't know who you are. Second of all, stop yelling at me. So I finally get a hold of her, and she's like, it's not going to pay out, is it? I'm like, yeah, it's going to pay out. We took it. Dream Premium got drafted. I'm so sorry for your loss. Got $250,000 for their 2 kids. She dies a few months after that. He had no life insurance to work. She had no life insurance to work. And that changed my whole deal. I was like, I'm done. Now I'm not playing around. Everybody, because that dude was 36 years old, bro. Not an ounce of fat on him. Probably in really good health. Wasn't a partier. He just wasn't. He's just like, and that's what he said. He's like, I'm in great health. What do I need this for? He said, I'm worried about her. I'm going to live till I'm damn 100 years old without my wife and have to raise these kids. And then, boom, dead. So that changed my whole perspective. Ever since then, I was like, I'm going to treat every single person like they're dying at midnight when I'm in their house. Every time I'm there, I'm going to be able to, in my mind, I'm going to picture they're going to die. They're dying at midnight.
Dude, what's humble and hungry about?
Dude, I've always said, no matter what success we do or don't have, I want to stay humble. I've seen a lot of people get successful and not be humble. Tell me how great they are every minute of every day. They lose sight of everything. They stop treating people the right way. So I don't care if I got $700 in my bank account or a hell of a lot more. I want to stay focused on working and serving people and doing my thing. I certainly want to be able to do the things I want to do with my kids and enjoy my life. But I want to just stay, I wasn't a very humble, younger person athletically in other ways. And I screamed and yelled and told you how good I was a lot, and that was just my low self-image and me trying to belong to something. And I just swore if I ever started doing anything good, I'd stay humble and I'd stay starving. A lot of people start making a little bit of money, and then that's it. And then all of a sudden, 2-3 years later, it's a problem, and they don't realize that they stopped, took their foot off the gas. So I just want to move fast and break things regardless of how much we do or don't have, man. We want to keep hammering it.
Nice. Folks, listen, if you guys ain't following this dude, go to social media at Shawn Meaike. It's MEAIKE. MEAIKE. Shawn, SHWN. Or you can, well, I would say go to familyfirst.com.
Family First Life.
But if someone's listening to this and they want to do this, I don't think I want to send them to you like I normally would. I'd say go to bradlee.com.
I think you should start working with us, and they should all start working with you.
Well, I'm going to.
Good, I like that.
We're gonna make this a reality.
Because,
dude, I can at least deliver them to the freaking promised land.
No doubt.
If someone's listening to this and they want to do it, normally I say, well, where do they go? Who do they talk to? But I'm going to tell them, go to bradlee.com for now. Okay, because I'm going to start a company immediately called Real Financial.
Love it.
Now, bradlee.com, just in case this drops early, bradlee.com, you can put make money with Brad. It'll say work for me at one of my companies. I'm forming a company. I'm going to form it with you.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
Say it to me. I want you to say it back. Congratulations to me. We should be excited.
Well, yeah, you should be excited. Because, dude,
I knew you were going to say that. I love it.
I mean, at the end of the day,
dude, I agree.
I can number one, reach people.
Yeah.
Number two, I can train people.
Brad, we're excited.
And if I give them training, the right training, which by the way, you don't need to know what the fuck a IUL and what's this pay and that pay. And like, dude, there's probably people around to support that.
100%.
You need to know how to dial a phone. Can you do that? Then you need to know what to say for a little bit to get that freaking $200 sale or less sold. I can teach you that. I can teach you how to close. I can teach you how to build relationships. And now I can give you the job.
100%.
And that is more than I've ever done. I've only given information.
I love it, dude.
Now I'm able to give information, and I'll give them the vehicle. The vehicle to make at least, because I was doing the math the other day, like a normal person could do 300,000 to 400,000.
100%.
And by the way, not to blow anybody's mind, but a good person could do that a month. And I'm not shitting you. And when you start, and if you want your own business, like shit, I'll show you how to build your business, scale your business.
Correct.
So folks, if you're listening to this, go to bradlee.com, look at the bottom of my website. It says work with me. Put a little thing that says work with one of Brad's companies. Click that, put in your name, and I'll have someone reach out to you. And by the time you're hearing this, hopefully I'll be in business with Real Financial.
Real Financial.
And partnered with Family
First Life.
Family First Life.
Love
folks.
it, brother.
Man, dude, I'm glad you came in here. How can the Bomb Squad help you?
Dude, I mean, just we're trying to, I mean, Brad, I'm being serious. We want to get the word out. We just want everybody to do better, man. We want them to do as well as they want to do. And I want people to believe, and I think that's why I think this is such a great relationship, is because that's where your passion is too. I mean, and we all become better if we take a bunch of people and we can go a lot deeper. And I guess I've seen that as a social worker, go a lot deeper into seeing how many different things we can help people with if we can just get them making money and having freedom and not being somebody else's, asking for time off to see your to go to a daddy-daughter dance, asking a grown man if you can have time off.
There's no better time than right now.
Woman.
People are getting forced vaccinations, meaning don't get it, don't work here. Shit, quit. Come work with me. By the way, you can be vaxxed, come work with me. You can be unvaxxed, come work with me. You can be anything and come work with me.
Amen.
But what you have to be is hungry.
No doubt.
Okay, because I think the minimum requirement is you have to be wanting to make at least $250. I don't want someone that's happy with $100,000. I want someone that freaking wants to make $250 or above
and believe they can.
Well,
you're going to help them believe
they don't even need to believe that, folks. You don't even need to believe it. Just come give me 30 days, and I'll show you exactly how to do it. It's not that difficult, folks. You got to have a cell phone. You got to be able to speak. I don't even know about that. I'll take that back. I might even be able to freaking help people that can't even speak. You know why? Because there's all those softwares that you can communicate otherwise. Dude, how fast is the fastest growing group in your organization?
Well, I mean, we've had people go to $1 million a month within 12 months. So their agency's issuing $1 million a month. That's the most we've had. We got a guy right now that's going to do $1 million a month, probably in 9 months. That's a record. Got to $1 million a month. His team, $12 million a year in premium. He did that in his first 9 months.
Okay, so if I get my shit in order, this thing drops, and I do it in 8 months.
You set a record, bro.
I set a record. Do I get some sort of plaque or anything?
We'll give you a bonus for your people. How about that? We'll give you a cash bonus. How about that? How about hey, you beat the record, we'll give you a $100,000 bonus.
And the record's 9 months?
You got to do it at 8.
And it's $1 million a month?
$1 million a month in paid business. Paid life. You could do it.
I know.
We'll give you a $100,000 bonus.
I could probably do it by myself. By the way, folks, anybody listening that needs or wants insurance, hit the same link. I'll get someone out there to get your policy. Say I probably sold 10,000 policies.
There you go, right there. Get him on the phone.
Shawn Meaike, you can't miss him, dude. The guy's a fucking powerhouse. He started Family First Life. He's breaking records in the financial services. And dude, I credit you for being the dude that I think's changing it. Like
well,
these old school companies that have been out there for years and years and years and years and years, they start people at such a ridiculous fucking comp level. It's unbelievable. You were in that rat race and you broke out and said, fuck it, I'm going to do my own thing. You, against all odds, ended up fucking building something that's now, kicking most of their asses.
Yeah, I think all of them, actually. I think we, Brad, I did that for 6 years, man. I got my insurance license not knowing how it was structured. I just got excited. Guy was like, you want to make some extra money outside of what you're doing now? I was like, yeah, sure. Sounds good. Get your license, go online, get it done. Took me a few days, got my license, went out and started selling policies, and I was hammering my head against the wall for 5 years. All kinds of fees, stuff I couldn't keep up with.
What kind of comp level?
Oh, I started 55% comp, and it's funny because somebody said to me, what are y'all trying to do? I said, we're trying to disrupt the market. Like, we want to disrupt it. Because at the end of the day, what I couldn't understand is why, after all these years, could these guys not get their businesses bigger? Like, why aren't they doing billions of dollars? Like, hundreds of millions of people in America, millions of licensed life insurance agents. Why is everybody like, they get to a certain level and everybody quits them and moves on somewhere else? Like, why can't they all stay intact? Why are people leaving the industry? That's what bothered me. This is a great industry. Like, you call people up that ask for help, and you go help them and you get paid really well for it. So I couldn't fathom why people they just couldn't scale it. So I knew it was scalable. We just didn't know how to do it when I was in the rat race.
Yeah. Well, last episode you were on,
yeah,
obviously we made a deal. Some people were saying that, Shawn recruited Brad right on live air.
Brad recruited Brad.
Well, I was fucking recruited before you even walked in here. The reason again, I'm in the mind I'm in is because, dude, I look for win-win scenarios.
Correct.
And I can show people right now, and I have been, and folks, stay tuned because we're going to talk about the deal we made and where we are today so far. But when you can help someone get out of the fucking rat race, right? Help people up out of the norms, like the doldrums, the average, the rat race. That's what I call it. Like, dude, you're living paycheck to paycheck. You got to ask somebody to take 4 extra days on vacation. You got to ask somebody if you can get your daughter's wedding off. You're in the fucking rat race. I can get people out of the rat race with this vehicle.
Well, you are.
Well, that's what got me turned on by it, because I can help somebody get out of the rat race. Then, on top of that, how are they making money? Well, they're fucking helping families.
Correct.
In case something tragic happens, they're covered. So it's like all these win. It's just a win-win. Like I couldn't believe I hadn't heard about it earlier in my life, or I would have already been a fucking mogul.
Correct. I would agree with that. Well, you're on your way. I mean, that's the thing too. I get asked, not just because I do what I do, and people are always like, can you get on my podcast? I've never been on a podcast but yours. And to be honest with you, I say no all the time, whatever size they are or they aren't. But the only thing that intrigued me about getting on yours was A, it was real. But B, dude, like, you actually wanted to help people. Like, that wouldn't BS. Like, you're like, dude, I have this passion to get people to stop beating their head against the wall for money that will never get them ahead. So when you said that, I was beyond fired up. We started talking and we met and I listened to you talk and yeah, I was excited because you were excited, but I was really excited because, dude, I think about the way I grew up, and I think about a lot of people that grew up the way I did. And nobody walked around and spoke financial literacy into me or getting ahead. Everybody say, get a good job and don't screw it up. That's it. Nobody ever talked to me about, all I ever heard was, you know what, if you're not born rich, you can't be rich. Or if you don't have, everybody around me was so negative. So I've always wanted to reach back and help bring people forward. So when you look at the short period of time you've been involved with, with Real and with Family First Life and what you're doing, I mean, like, you're building this massive entity that's going to make a massive difference in people's lives. And I'd argue that there are companies out there that everybody on here has heard of. But by the time y'all start cranking this thing, you'll create more people making 6 or 7 figures than those companies create. Like, everybody knows who they are. They might be publicly traded. Like, you'll create more wealth for those people. Because this is a phenomenal industry. I mean, it's been, people are like, how do I know that it will last? I'm like, I got in 2008. And in case some of you are too young, 2008 was a disaster financially. And I sold a ton of life insurance. And then during COVID, we've literally, during COVID, we've seen more people want life insurance. More people have asked for life insurance. So the reality is, a lot of people that were not thinking about it because they didn't want to think about it are like, dude, every day I'm hearing about people dying and people this, and then we made a move virtually. So what you're putting together, I really look forward to seeing this thing in 6, 9, 12 months because, dude, you're making a massive difference in people's lives. And yes, when they sell something to get paid, somebody gets life insurance. And their family's better off because, Brad, we're not selling life insurance to people that can take it or leave it. This is middle America. These are people that if they actually don't get the insurance, the financial devastation can take them back generations. Mm-hmm. This isn't people that are like, you know what, I got millions of dollars anyway, and if you get me a policy, so be it. These are folks that are like, hey, I got my mortgage for 180 grand. I got 10 grand in the bank. I'm in the rat race, right? We recruit a lot of those guys too. Like, hey man, like it was great to help you. Do you know what I always just love that. I'm like, you know what I made in the policy? They're like, you'll tell me? I'm like, yeah, you're not paying me. I'll tell you. I'm like, this thing cost you $1,000 for the year. And the insurance company is going to advance me tomorrow $750 for you and your wife. And the client's like, they're going to give you $1,500. I'm like, yeah, for eating dinner at your house, laughing with you, and spending 38 minutes with you, they're going to give me $1,500. Would you like to do it? No, it didn't mean everybody did. Some people are like, no, I don't think I can do it. I don't think I could sell life insurance. I'm like, what did I sell you? I came to your house, ate food, you sold yourself. That was like
you don't even have to go to the house anymore.
No, you do over the phone and Zoom. The house, everything I did was in the home, which was that was to me was simple.
If you had to get back in the field,
oh my God, dude,
would you just destroy stuff?
I would destroy it. Because I would destroy it. I'd help 100 families a week with my eyes closed. I love
hey, and by the
stuff.
way, everybody listening, they're like, fuck, I'm going to reach out to Shawn. Don't, motherfucker, because all he's going to do is forward it to me.
If you reach out to me and it has anything to do with his podcast, they're going to go right to my man, Brad.
Yeah, so like, don't.
It saves one step. Then I have to ask for the cell number and I got to send it over to Brad.
Yeah, and then you just you keep texting me all these things, and then I'm sitting here and I text it to somebody, then you're like, are you going to call the motherfucker? And I'm like, did you call the motherfucker? And I'm like, come on, man, why don't you just call?
Do you know how many messages I got last time?
How many?
It was funny. Somebody asked me the other day, and this is like straight up. I've never had, I'll get people reaching out, DM. I might get 30, 40, 50 in a week. That's a big, like just reaching out. Hey, I heard about the company. I want to get started. You dropped it. I had 500 in like 23 hours. It's thousands.
Yeah.
Thousands. I know because I got them. Thousands. And I have my own. I have to manage my own. I don't have like a big social media team following me around, bro, with cameras and doing everything for me. I'm like, I got to send them to you. And then
you should, though.
I know I should. I know.
Because, dude, again, you built it the fucking hard way, dude. I'm going to build it the easy way. I'm going to use the platforms to draw the people.
That's the way it's supposed to work.
You built that shit fucking brick by brick, dude. When'd you start? 08? There was no social media.
Dude, I started in 08. No, we would recruit. Here's one of the things we started doing recently. We would recruit back then. It was just purely warm market list. I'd recruit you and I'd be like, all right, Brad, give me 100. If I thought you knew a lot of people, give me 100 names of people you know.
It was old
names
school.
And old school as could be, dude.
And you were getting paid chump change.
We was getting paid chump change. And I had fees like you couldn't imagine every single month. Buy the books, buy this, do that. I couldn't even keep up. Like literally, it was matter of fact, I had a system. I was part of a system where if I recruited you and all your agents and y'all bought leads, I had to pay. You bought the leads. They're your leads. They're not my leads. I had to pay because you bought leads. It was crazy, dude, the stuff that was coming out. Like for us, it's like, here, get your leads and everything else is have at it, man.
So here's the question. Someone's listening to this. They're not making, good money. They're just normal labor job.
Yep.
Why wouldn't every single person lay down their shovel
and
come sell insurance?
Here's the thing. Even if you said, like, we put you in the class, like you set them up, get them a class, cost them nothing to get into the class.
I train them not just how to sell insurance, but I train them how to be better people, mindset, skill set,
100%.
habits.
Stuff that translates into everything. But if I'm saying, like, I was roofing houses, doing construction, that's where I met the guy. I was at a house, a multifamily house, I was buying and doing work on. And that's when the guy was like, you want to make some extra money? I'm thinking, yeah, dude, I've been working here 15 hours today to make couple $100. Like, how do I not want to make extra money? But I guess the thing for me is putting down your shovel, doing whatever you got to do. Think about this. What is the worst thing that can happen? That's my thing. Like, I was talking to a guy the other day and he said, listen, I made 81 grand last year. I said, how are you doing on that? He goes, I can't pay my bills. I said, how much you got in the bank? He's like, nothing. I go, then dude, can it get worse?
That's the rat race.
That's right. But hey, but by the way, can it get worse? See, I was always like, if it can't get worse, who cares? That was always my thing. They're like, they're going to get you.
People say, yeah, I can get worse. I can make nothing.
You have nothing.
I'll get fired. Well, at least I can pay my bills.
But at some point, and that's, hey, great. By the way, I'd rather crash and burn and get everything I got than spend my entire life where one day I die and they go, Shawn Meaike was the best bill payer ever. He was good to the cell phone company, the credit card company. He slept 8 hours a night. He was just a really good bill payer, because bill payers can't do them kind of stuff for their kids. Their kids want to go ahead and do something. Kids want to go to private school. They go to college. Daughter gets married. The bill payers go, who's going to pay for that? And you know what they do? They go, money can't grow. I never forget, my daughter was like in 4th grade. And she said, Dad, my teacher said that, because I always told my daughter that money grows in trees, that you can make money appear. I said, baby girl, I don't know a lot, but we can make money. It's America. There's tons of opportunity. We can go make money. She said, my teacher said that I shouldn't say that. And I said, don't you ever take advice from anybody. I don't care if it's about Taekwondo and you've never done it. Don't take advice from that person. I was literally talking to my daughter when she was like in 3rd, 4th, 5th grade about this stuff. But nobody talked to me about this stuff. My daughter will never be in the rat race. Neither will my son. Never. And it's not about being, no, I know better than anybody else, but they're going to do their own thing. Whether they work with me or not, they're going to build their own deal, and they're not going to be asking somebody for the day off on Friday. They're not going to be asking they can go to a game. And I've tell people all the time, they go, how did you know you want to do this? I said, my son was in middle school, 6th grade. 6th grade, they play games at 3:30 in the afternoon. Okay. So like, cause it's middle school. They get done at 3, they drive a little bus over, 3:30 game. I coached his team because I was selling life insurance, so I could work when I wanted. I had my schedule. And literally nobody could go to the games. And the parents always say, can you tell me what happened at the game? Could you send me a message? Could you send me a video? And I'm like, dude, I'm coaching. I can't video every damn kid. I'm busy. But they were working. And I was thinking, you know what, dude? Watching your kids play ball is like the coolest thing ever. Like, coolest thing ever. And all these parents can't go because they got a job. And I'm not judging. I mean, do what you want to do. But then on top of it, they're wanting to know what I can do for them. Can I call them? How'd he do? I mean, some of the things those kids did and the things they accomplished, dude, I was the only adult there to see it. And like, everybody's gonna be okay. The kids are fine. They're not gonna like have these terrible lives, but those dudes can never get that back. And it wasn't that they didn't ask, but it was like, but if I take time off here, we can't go away this 1 week, and I can't get out that much. And my boss, I had a guy one day, and he's like, well, you understand, right? I go, no, I do not understand, sir. I'm a grown man. I don't understand. I worked my job and I did what I needed to do. My kids were young, but if I needed to leave, I left. If they fired me, they fired me. I've been fired from plenty of jobs. You can't leave today. All right, see ya. But at some point in time, how do you want to live your life? And I think that's what this has given us. I mean, I'll take the freedom. The money's great. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it wrong. But dude, the freedom of living your own life on your terms, the one you got, the only one you get, that's priceless, dude. That is priceless.
I got to look at this picture because I don't know if this fucking looks like you.
Probably not. How old is that thing?
Oh, yeah, it does.
I look better now, I hope.
My readers, dude. My readers.
Okay. All right.
You know, your choice of suit.
It was pretty bad back then,
colors.
Right? Yeah.
You're bold with the style.
Yeah, it was a little bit bold, dude.
You're a bold man.
Yeah, why not? Hey, you want to know why I don't give a? I could give a damn. Why? Where?
Yeah.
I don't give a damn what anybody thinks, and I never have.
But where did you get that?
Get that attitude?
Yeah, like have you always had that?
I think that my mom always worried about what everybody thought. I think she did. Dude, I like, only book I read every day is the Bible. The Bible says nobody can judge you. It does say that. It's got some real tough stuff that makes it real uncomfortable. But the one thing it's pretty crystal freaking clear about the entire time is no other human being can judge you. Period. End of story.
Does it say that?
Oh yeah, a lot.
Because I always say it also says you will know his children by their fruit. So I'm like, yeah. I'm not judging you. I'm just a fruit inspector.
Yeah, you're discerning it, 100%.
I'm just inspecting your fruit.
Correct, 100%. But dude, I've always been that way. Who cares? At the end of the day, I guess it's like regret would be really brutal, you know? And I remember being in school and this fool, he used to, like, we would be on a heading to the bus stop every day. And my mom was working 3 jobs, you know, and my brother would be with me. And this dude, he was like, I don't know how old he was. We was like in 1st grade, and he would take bottles and throw them at us as we were walking up and down the street, you know? And that was the first day I was like, what is he doing? The other kids are running. And I'm like in 1st grade. I'm like, first of all, I'm not fast. So I ain't running from anybody. And I think God didn't make me fast because I'm not going to run from anybody, right? Like ever. And I'll never forget my brother. I was like, dude, my brother's like in preschool walking with me. So he threw one at me and I threw it back, dude. And the kid's like 15 years old. And that was the first time I got like beaten, right? And I I remember later, my mom was like, well, I don't understand. I was like, I'm not running from anybody ever in my life. And my father taught me that. He was really, really hard on me. And my mom did a lot of raising us by herself. But when he was around, it wasn't, you didn't back down, you didn't walk away, and you didn't want to live the rest of your life worrying about what that kind of feeling. So I'd rather take a beating than go walking away. Not that that's good or bad, but that's how I just kind of see things.
So what if you were at a bar and somebody slapped your girl's ass?
I would pummel them. I know that's not the right. I'm just telling you. You're asking me. I would convince them to swing. I would convince them to swing at me first, and then I would pummel them.
Well, what if they wouldn't?
I'd get them to do it. Or I'd accidentally bump into them. Something
I was talking at this talk the other day, and I said,
"No, your answer's the right answer. I'm sure."
They put it on. Yeah. They put it on social media, and you get a bunch of freaking people saying "Fuck, dude, you got to defend your woman," and it's like, technically, I would have to have it happen before I could judge, because I'd probably not be able to.
I don't know if you can restrain yourself.
Well, it just depends. Like if the motherfucker's 7 feet tall and fucking, I'm gonna get killed.
Whack him. You ain't gonna get killed.
But if I did, I wouldn't
ribs.
punch him. I'd kick him in the fucking nuts. Really hard, and hope to God it worked. But at the end of the day, the true answer I try to tell people is, life is about choices.
100%.
And no matter where you are in your world, it's the choices that you're
100%.
making that are putting you there. So if people think that they're forced to make all these different choices, they're not. And I use that as an example because most people think, well, yeah, you got to defend your girl. Well, again, if your girl truly loved you, she does not want you in a fight, first of all. Second of all, you could theoretically get in a lot more trouble than
100%.
it's worth. So the right choice, the smart choice, if you're going to make good choices, is to not do anything. Why? Because that's the best choice. That's fucking why. Hey, now, everyone wants to argue it, but that is the best choice.
But here's the thing. You got to make the choice you can live with.
Well, that you can live with. But again, that goes back
100%. And I'm not, listen, I ain't discerning.
You added to it that you can live with.
That's right. You're making your choice. If my son said, Dad, what if this happened? I'd be like, dude, you don't need to put your hands on anybody. But you're asking me, and I'm being honest with you. You're asking me now. You have to be in the situation.
If you had a crystal ball and you'd ended up 12 years in fucking prison because of it.
Hell no.
Exactly.
Of course not.
But that's all I'm saying is, like, people's actions create their consequences and their fucking results. So, like, just think about your actions more.
Well, it depends on how quickly you whack him, because it would be self-defense. He hit her and you hit him. Yeah, that's self-defense.
You're protecting her.
That's exactly right, dude. But, I'd be real smart about it. I can tell you that. I'd be real smart about it. I
just use that analogy. But
it's a good, I saw your thing. It's a good analogy.
And it's the same point. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be your girl, because that pisses people off, especially fucking, don't touch my shit. Yep. But at the end of the day, it could be fucking, did you make one more call? Did you, go to one more meeting? Did you fucking 100%. Make, all that? It's just choices.
100%.
But dude, you obviously made a choice at some point, because you were getting, not like dicked, but you were in the normal old financial services where you were working for 55%.
And I was working like 70, 80 hours a week.
Like, I took your lead. And I don't know where you start people, but I was told, like, in the beginning, you started them at 90, which is fucking the highest in the land. I said, well, fuck it. I got to outdo Shawn a little bit. I'm going to start motherfuckers at 100.
There you go.
Love it. You started them at 90 back in 2008.
Dude, even when, we started the company in 13, but 2008, when every time I got my comp high, I brought it with me.
So you only been 8 years in biz?
8 years Fan First Life. 8 years
and
a few months.
How fast did it grow once you started it?
Now, first year we did 8-9 million, and last year we did over 600 million. And our goal this year is to be close to $1 billion in paid life and.
So you did 8-9 million your first year.
First year, 8-9 million.
So again, I need my marker so I can see.
There you
if
go.
I outpaced you.
10 million your first year. You should be able to, especially with this dropping bombs thing. I mean,
dude, and it's like,
it would actually be bad if you didn't.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what I'm thinking too.
Dude, it's like so many people are hearing it. They're coming in. Some of them aren't finishing school. What would you say to the people that are listening to this? They started the school that I paid for.
Yeah, you did. Yeah.
And they fucking can't get themselves through goddamn school.
Here's what I would say to them. I think, first of all, the thing I always try to do is, as much as I want to challenge people, I do want to breathe life into them. And I mean that. Like, I think for me, You know, I went to small school. I went to college to play baseball. I got a degree in social work for what it's worth. I didn't have any business background, business education, any of that kind of stuff. The class isn't the most exciting thing in the world, but getting through it's not hard. The testing's not ridiculously hard. And once you have it, you have this license to go ahead and make money when you choose to. So what you have to do going to class is have the right expectation, which is, dude, it's not going to be like, if you watch something on Netflix, you'll probably be more entertained. You'll still be broke, but you'll be more entertained. So you have to sit down and go, here's the window of time I'm going to do. You know what that means? Probably not playing slow pitch softball. Probably not drinking every night in your dart league and your bowling league. Just going, you know what? I'm tired. And I think at some point, Brad, one thing people have to understand is at some point, being broke ain't cute in anybody. And I think that's the struggle for a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like, you know, 16, 17, 18, hanging out, living off your mom or your dad, or not having a job, that's fine. But dude, 24, 25, 30, 35, like, dude, have some respect for yourself. And at some point in time, you've got to suck it up and go. So I think you have to have the right expectation. If you're in class right now and you started, you got in, Brad put you in, paid for it, dude, finish it. And guess what? If you only tried it for an hour and now you want to go back to it, go back to it. But guess what's happened since we did that podcast? Thousands and thousands and thousands of people finished it, got a license, and went out and started meeting with people. And a lot of people don't finish the class because they think, well, man, it's going to be really complicated. Let me break it down for you guys. The men and women that are doing very well with us come from myriads of backgrounds. Very few of them have this financial services background degree. A lot of them worked Uber, grocery store, delivering
CPA.
Food, at CPA, we have attorneys, we have everybody. My point is
ex-military veterans.
A lot of ex-military, a lot of ex. I played ball. I played ball through college, played a little bit of pro ball, and I'm done. Don't know what to do.
Single moms,
single
MLMers.
dads. Everybody. But what I would
real estate agents.
Brad, what I would say to them is it's a small sacrifice.
Car salesman.
To have the ability. Yeah, I mean, everybody, dude.
Furniture salesman.
Everybody. Solar.
Dude, it's fucking crazy
pest
how
control,
many people.
Everybody.
Like, you look around like, well, pest control, dude, I know some people make some good money selling pest control.
Hey, they do, seasonally.
But, dude, you go to the car business, and there's a few people making $200-300, and you're working fucking 200 hours a damn week for sure. It's like, dude, if I were in the car business, I'd fucking instantly go get my license while I'm selling cars. And the second I fucking got it, I'd start selling insurance to the people I'm selling cars fucking to on the side.
But that's the thing we said earlier. If you're to your analogy with the shovel, dude, I got my license and I kept working my job. I kept working my job for a while. I went out on the weekends and sold. So if you're like, well, I don't know if I can quit my job, then get your license and a couple days a week, go sell some policies. And guess what? Maybe you'll realize I don't like helping people. Maybe you will. I don't know. But you can do this whenever you want. It's not like you have a job and you're like, all right, well, now I got another job where I have to be there 60 hours a week. You make it whatever you want it to be. Yeah. I had Saturdays and Sundays off in 2008. Those were my only 2 days off. That's when I worked. I worked during the week at my jobs. And every Saturday and every Sunday, I worked each day. I did that for probably 9 months. I kept my jobs. I worked Saturday and Sunday. 2 kids to take care of, bills to pay, other people in my family to support. I had to make that money. After 9 months, I was like, dude, what am I doing? This is ridiculous. But a lot of people don't think that way. We hire a lot of part-time people, man. They get their license. They do this part-time. Maybe they switch. My buddy, I have a lot of car guys. They got the same exactly what you said. They got their license. They did it for, most of the guys have 1 day off. They work 6 days. And they would go out that day and make a few policy sales and be like, dude, I can do this. I can scale it. All right. But to your point, I don't know why everybody doesn't get a license. I really actually don't. Real estate, did you ever get your real estate license?
No.
That takes a while.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like a lot of class. You sit through the class. You listen to the instruction. Like it's not, you can't get into class, finish in a couple days, and take the exam. You just can't do it that way.
And not a lot of realtors start out making big bank.
No.
Dude,
I did that
almost
for 10
anybody
years,
can
dude.
jump on this deal as long as they.
And if you're a realtor, why wouldn't you have an insurance license already?
100%.
Why wouldn't you just get both? I love real estate. Why don't you have this? Because when your client's going to get a house, nobody's going to sell them a mortgage protection policy. They're going to fill out a lead and send it to us. Why don't you just help them? Hey, guys, great job. Would you like to look at this program that would protect your mortgage in the event you die or become disabled in the next 30 years?
For
and
sure.
if you don't die in 30 years, Brad, we give you all your money back, dude. Is that sound of interest to you? How hard is that to sell?
Dude, this shit's not hard to sell.
I
at all.
know.
And what's crazy is when people realize that the average person can jump on. Again, to me, the hardest part's getting your license. Now, what about the people that already have their license? Like, how come they're out there not thinking?
Because we do a terrible job. How come you hadn't heard of us? We do a terrible job getting our message out there, Brad. I can't imagine. Two answers. First of all, we need to do a better job getting our answer out there. And some folks are bought into this idea that, well, I'm part of a good culture. I'm very loyal. Well, guess what, Brad? You should be the most loyal to your family. Your loyalty should lie first and foremost, which I know it does, with your family. Your job isn't to make Tom rich or Tim rich or Chris rich. And how come they are doing so well? I was like enamored by people that are attracted to people because they've made a certain amount of money in the life insurance business and they're not making any money, but they're excited that this guy is. And I'm like, dude, you know he has all that stuff because he takes all your money. Like, you have zero chance. When I was in the industry in 2008, I was at a meeting like in 2012. Guy come over to me, and the guy had cars and all kinds of stuff there. And the guy pulled me aside and said, let me ask you a question. I said, what? He said, do you think you can ever, you at your comp level and your structure can ever achieve what the guy that owns the company is achieving? And I said, no. He goes, then why are you still working here? And I know he was quitting. I knew that. And he was like, why are you still here? He said, none of us have a shot. See, at Family First Life, you know how many people were making more money than the company was for years and still dude, what do I care? We set it up great. Some of these guys have come out and done amazing things. They've done their own integrity deals, which has been great, and been able to partner and get really well. Like, dude, I'm excited for everybody. We're making money together, not off of people. So if you're out there in the business and you're under, I told the guy yesterday, he goes, well, I love the people I work with. I go, I got an idea. Get your contract with us because you're at a 50. We'll give you 100. You can still go to their picnics, go to the barbecues, hang out with them all you want. Sell life insurance over here. He actually goes, that sounds pretty good. I think I'm going to do that. I said, all right. I said, but here's the question you got to ask yourself. The minute you leave, and this is a good indicator if you're in the business and if you're working at a company, if you stop making them money, will they still love you or they hate you? Because what you find, now me, if Tom Smith goes, I'm going to go work somewhere else, okay, sounds good. And then Tom calls me in a year, hey man, I want to come back. Okay, sounds good. Like, I didn't hate Tom because I wasn't making money off him. A lot of these companies out there have tried to convince you that you have no choice. And the reality is that's a lie. You do have a choice. Family First Life is a choice that will pay you more. Why don't you take advantage of it? Why would you ever go home to your family? That's what I was doing. Going to my kids, look them in the eyes and know I could be making twice as much minimally. If I would, like, why? But before I started, Brad, everybody had the same structure. Everybody was like that 50-55. You work your way all the way up to like 100, 110. And then we come in, talking about dropping bombs. We're like, hey, here's 140. Boom. How do you like that? Now we have 145 mortgage, 144 final expense. People say, why don't you just do 120? You'd be bigger and you'd be higher than everybody else. Because, dude, we want to give away as much as we can so we don't have to worry about crazy turnover. Everybody's happy. Everybody's doing well. We can sleep at night, and a little bit of a lot becomes a lot. So I think if you're licensed out there and not selling with us, we have no contract. Why wouldn't you call Brad? Well, I listen to Brad's podcast all the time, and you're not selling with us. Somebody explain that to me. You're on here watching anyway, which means you like Brad, obviously, because you're watching this thing. You'd like to be in business with him, and you're at less comp somewhere else. If you're at a company with no leads, you should quit, and they should join you. If you're at a company and your comp's below 100%, you should quit. You should quit when? Today. Whatever day this is, quit today. Wednesday's a good day to quit midweek. Monday's a good day to quit whole week off. Weekends, like, quit your company. If they ask you to sign a contract, quit. If you don't own your own business, quit. Because you can't ever say, it's not yours. It's not saleable. So at the end of the day, Brad, I don't know why other than we got to get more aggressive and save more agents. Because you know what bothers me? I worked at another company for 6 years. You know when people tried to recruit me? None. Nobody ever called me.
Wow.
I was number one guy there selling a ton. Nobody, I don't know. Nobody ever called me. Nobody ever called me. So we gotta get a hold of people and let them know what's going on out there because they deserve it. They do. I told people, I said, we'll never sponsor national collegiate football games. They won't name stadiums after us. We're going to make sure we all make money together. And I remember when we first launched the company, people would come to my office, they'd go, wow, I expected it to be bigger and nicer. And I'd go, yeah, it will be. We'll lower your comp and then we'll have a nicer office. They'd always go, no, the office is fine. It works pretty well. It's serviceable. Like, dude, we got it. And what we're doing now, I always told people, if we make it 4 years, the alleged competition is screwed.
Why wouldn't you make it 4 years?
Because it was a really tough battle for us for 4 years.
What do I have to look out for?
Man, you don't have what I had. I had all the expenses. I had everything. So for you, I think it's working in the right places. So people that are watching this today, dude, there's some people out there, whatever, ex-military, athletes, I don't care where, who are going to come in and get their license. They're going to get it really fast. And those people we should pour into. Because you talk about being a fruit inspector, we should pour into them. They're serving, they're working hard, and those are the people that you want to bring with you the fastest.
Yeah.
But how cool would it feel to take somebody that's making 130 grand, 180 grand a year, killing themselves, asking for time off, and be able to go, hey, if you did this, and you could change your income dramatically by this amount, would you be interested? Is everybody going to be good at it? If you don't work and have a bad attitude, you will be bad at it. Of course you will be. But dude, what if? And I always say to people, they always go, well, what if it doesn't work? What if it does? See, that's how broke people think. That's how I was raised. Be careful. What if it doesn't work, Shawn? And I was always like, but what if it does? And some of these other people, have money. They have a lifestyle. They have stuff. They don't seem to be concerned about what we're concerned about. They have cleats that fit. They don't have to walk to practice. And I mean, it's like, I'm okay. Like, I love my mom, Shawn, but like, they have stuff we don't have. That's what scares a lot of broke people. This idea of what if it actually does work? Your friends will dislike you. By the way, if you start changing your life and you make a lot more money than your friends, they will dislike you. You need one hand to count the amount of people are going to pull for you if it doesn't benefit them in your life. And if you think you have more than that, you're lying to yourself. You do not. People are pretty selfish and pretty narcissistic by trade and by nature.
Hey, you want to spend an hour a week with me helping you become a business badass? Well, check out my group in the link below. Guys, if you don't follow this dude already, you need to. If you don't know who he is, it's because he spent the last 8 or 12 years building I would say the biggest financial services organization on earth. Yes? One of them.
In our space, I don't know anybody that protects more middle Americans with life insurance than we do.
But not only that, dude, you got a lot of fired up people.
Yes, we do.
At Family First. Now, you guys have listened to the podcast before. You know he's been on before. I started listening, paying attention, and realizing that there's a lot of people out there that are struggling. A lot of people out there making 100 grand or less.
That's right.
And I'm like, listen, I teach people how to sell, how to close. I motivate people. I give them inspiration, but I wasn't giving them the vehicle. So Shawn is the guy that I made my deal with for Real Financial. Thank you, by the way.
Thank you, man.
And it excites me to have you here because, dude, my goal is to go help thousands of people get out of the rat race. And what I mean by get out of the rat race is work for themselves, make enough money to where they're the boss. They can decide what to do, where to go, all that. Not to mention, not have to listen to any kind of agency or employer.
Correct.
Because like I don't want to bring up the old but when they were forcing that, it's like, dude, come on, man. People were scared. A lot of people had to do that just to keep that income. Why can't you just make your own income?
Right.
But more exciting, that's my goal, and I'm doing it thanks to you. And you've already done it, though. That's the big thing. Like, you've already helped thousands and thousands of people make a lot of dough. I was talking to a girl the other day named Nina, who's with Family First. Mm-hmm. Didn't she just like sell her company after 3-4 years for
she got
millions?
And it's obnoxious. In
Millions
a good way.
of dollars.
Obnoxious in a good way. And by the way, before this was in life insurance at a 50% comp. And before that, I don't think she had a job that paid her anything.
And she ain't the only one.
Oh, dude, we have thousands and thousands and thousands of them.
I keep hearing about it. So this episode is dedicated to help people understand why right now is the absolute best time in the history of the world to get into something like this.
Brad, I got my license in 2008. I didn't get my insurance license in 2008 because one day I woke up wanting to be an insurance salesman. I was in real estate. I was doing pretty well from 99 until then, right?
What's pretty well mean?
I was making 150 for me, 150. I'm like, dude, life's pretty good. I was knocking down another 60 at my state job. I used to work with abused and neglected children. Okay, so 2 and change, right? Then I realized 2 kids, real bills, helping some other people out, giving back money, providing for your family members. Like, that's not a lot of money, right? It's just not. In 2008, my state job, which this has happened to some of y'all, came in and said, hey guys, no more raises. Okay, cool. We're going to freeze them. All right, got it. No more overtime. And I'm like, dude, that's how I'm getting to 60 grand. No more overtime. My real estate office starts crumbling because the world changes. I never anticipated getting life insurance. Had 2008 not happened and that crisis not happened, I wouldn't have gotten in. I met a guy named Jim. I was looking at a multifamily house I couldn't even buy. And he asked me if I want to get life insurance. But right now, when you look at what's going on today, right? The reason our recruiting numbers are through the roof, the reason that your all these millions of people you got watching your stuff, the reason they're so intrigued, in my opinion, on top of the fact there's a great opportunity to get to work with you, dude, they're hurting. Like, at the end of the day, they're hurting. You talk about things they make you do at work. I mean, look at what's going on today. And I read this today. It said the greatest equalizer in your financial life, it's on like CNBC or something, is being able to look at your job and realize that your loyalty is to your family, not to your employer. And so many people, like when you left the state, how did you feel? Good. I didn't owe them nothing. I love the kids. I want the kids to be okay, but I owed my employer nothing. I gave him and her 13, 14 best years I could have working my ass off in that job. Make sense?
Yeah.
My real estate office, when the lady said to me, super nice lady, I always liked her, Gail, she said, "Are you sure you're leaving? We could really use you." I go, "I could really use to make some money. And you have me in here doing floor duty." Somebody said to me the other day, "Would you get a real estate license or insurance license?" I'm like, "Insurance license takes 3 days and we'll put you in class for free. And then you can be selling in like less than a week, making money in a day. Or a real estate license that takes me months to get. And then I have to hope my friends and family want to sell a house." Hold on a minute. Insurance license.
Not to mention, not a lot of people get rich selling houses.
No.
Okay. Owning them, maybe.
Correct.
You want to own real estate,
Correct.
not sell real estate.
Correct. And I have my real estate license. Brad, I got it. I took months to get it, got my license. I was in real estate sales. And I, in my office, did really well. See, here's what screwed me up. I was like one of the top guys. And I'm like, dude, I'm making $150. Like, I'm one of the top people. What are the rest of you doing? Like, I'm top 4 or 5. What, he makes $250. He's been doing it for 35 years. So I think for us right now, a lot of people don't know about this industry.
No,
you didn't. When we talked about it, actually what you said was, it doesn't work that way. There's no way it makes that much sense. There's no way it's that, because that's what you should say. You're educated, you've been around, you've made money, you've been in industries. And the thing, I've said this on each time I've been on here, I will keep saying, I say it to everybody I talk to, the thing that I loved the most and why I wanted to be in business with you in Real Financial was that you legitimately wanted everybody to listen to do better. It legitimately. And if you watch this podcast, you watch it now, if you watch it on a regular basis, I will promise you I've sat with a lot of people that want to know about what this business can do for them. And I'm not mad at them for that. They should. But they're never concerned about what it'll do for anybody else. The people I talk to, the ones that are bigger and they want me to come on and do their stuff. Matter of fact, I have a streak going. You're the only podcast I go on. Like, it's a streak I'll probably keep alive for a long time. I just will. I will. Because you genuinely want everybody listening to do better. You literally want them to do better. And look at the lives you're changing. I was just in the office the other day in Arizona. I walked in that office, Brad, with 60, 70 people, fired up out of their minds. Had a lady that Andy brought up, and she made her first sale. And this is what she said. She said, "I've been doing this for a couple of days and I was going to quit." She said, "I didn't know if I'd be any good at it." And there was a lady next to her who was helping her and said, "You can't quit. Just keep calling." She makes one more phone call. In the matter of 35 minutes on the phone, makes like $1,700. Where do you all work? Where in 35 minutes, you make $1,700 when you sell a policy? Where? And then if you sell 2, you might make $2,000-3,000. Where do you work when you do that? I didn't. The only time I've ever made that kind of money in 30 minutes, it wasn't legal.
And it's possible to do that every day.
Why wouldn't you? Think about this, about the industry. When the economy's great, people buy life insurance because cash is overflowing, right? They refi their house, they have money. Because I got into it in 2008 and still did really well off the bat. I sold in 2008 because people were terrified because their money shrank, their savings account shrank, their 401k shrank. That's what's happening today. Whatever you believe in or don't believe, that's happening. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
So now they're going, all right, I have to now think about this. I used to think I got some money put aside. 401k is doing pretty well. That's my life insurance. Now, when money's great, they spend it anyway. So somebody said to me, what was better, when the economy was bad or good? And I'm like, dude, I'll be honest with you. And I'm not BSing you. They're both great because people are always buying no matter what. Yeah. And what you're realizing now, and I think it's also when you look at this generational thing, a lot of people my age and older had this, like, I'm going to work at a company for 35 years, they're going to take care of me. By the way, that doesn't happen anymore. May happen for our grandparents. That does not happen anymore. You don't work for someone for 35, 40 years, they give you great retirement, and you sail off in the sunset. Matter of fact, I worked in the state of Connecticut. How about this? The retirement plans were, the original plan was called the Tier 1 plan. Okay? I mean, hell, if you were in the 60s, you worked there for however many years. When you retired, you got like 2/3 of your best 3 years. So guys would work overtime, like $200,000, boom, 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 3 years, kill themselves, and then retire the rest of their lives with a pretty decent retirement. They switched it to Tier 2, then Tier 2A. So by the time I got there, which is what you all deal with right now, If you're working a job right now, it was better for you 60, 70, 80 years ago. You can't go back in time. They're not going to treat you any better. My retirement would have paid me like 12 grand a month if I was there like 40 years. I mean, 12 grand a year. Sorry, 12 grand. Which was 12 grand? 12 grand a year. $1,000 a month. Like, Shawn, live on that in Social Security. And nobody cares. So for me, Brad, our recruiting and people contacting us, we've never seen it at a higher rate. But what you have to understand is, A, you have to be willing to change your life. You have to have the courage. You have to have, because you know what? Brad can scream about it. I can get you jacked up. We can get you trained. That's easy. Real Financial can get you in and get you jacked up. Family First Life, we got you. But you have to decide to have the courage. The guy told me today, I said, how'd you make that decision? He goes, dude, as embarrassing as I closed my eyes and just let it go on for 20 seconds. I closed my eyes, told my boss I quit, been there 9 years. I guess he said I was being kind of a punk. I was scared. I don't know, but I still did it. And he goes, and I'm not embarrassed to tell you, I was afraid. I worked in another company for 5 years. I killed myself for that company. Killed myself. And they would be like, you're the most loyal guy ever. And by the way, Brad, I was when I thought it was loyal to my family. Until I went, wait a minute, my comp sucks. Wait a minute, I should get my renewals. Like when the policies keep paying, I should keep getting paid.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, I shouldn't have any fees. I shouldn't have to pay y'all to hang out. Like, why should I have to do that?
Well, here's my question. There's quite a few companies out in this industry.
Sir.
I looked at a lot of them before I chose you guys
Almost all of them.
to make a deal with. If they're so loyal to you, because some of those guys we talk to with these other agencies sometimes, they're just brainwashed.
Yeah.
Like they're so loyal to this company, and the company's giving them 30, 40, 50%. It makes zero sense. If they were so damn loyal to you, why would they give you the little piece and take the big piece for the people that weren't doing anything?
Right.
It makes zero sense. Why are you so loyal to the people that are paying you peanuts? If they loved you so much, why wouldn't they give you at least 100%?
At any job, right? 100%. Right? I agree with you 100%. I said to a guy the other day, I said, why did you join us? He's like, the company I work at owns these stadiums, sponsors these games. They have so much money and I'm broke. Like at some point that
because they don't care, dude.
No, dude, the disparity in income, when disparity in income gets that great, why would they, if they care, the money's there. They have the money. That was our deal when we launched the company. I said, hey, matter of fact, that was a struggle for us early on. And now a little bit of a lot becomes more than enough, but we lived on like really tight margins. You want to know why? We wanted our guys and girls to make money because they made money, Brad, they would still work with us. We wouldn't have, it would be a lot easier, better workplace, a lot easier to manage, less liability. And a lot of people will be in business 9 years, December 12th, right? Most of the people we work with, dude, they've been with us for a long time.
See, in 9 years, dude, maybe I'm getting old and wise, but 9 years doesn't seem like that long at all.
It isn't. And we'll do $1 billion in paid business in our 10th year. Like, without a doubt. We're at $800 million this year in paid business.
But that is nuts.
It is nuts.
Like, dude, if somebody listening to this can put in 9 years,
Correct.
Get everything they want out of life.
Yeah. And in 9 years, like one of the things I said to you early on is you should be as big, which you will. Like your volume should be as big as FFLs, like as you keep it, which it will be. I mean, because it's an absolute machine. But I think it's working so well, Brad, because number one, people are finally getting tired. Sometimes they sit around. As I said to a guy the other day, I used to say this, I used to do a call every Sunday night. And it was a recorded call 14 years ago. That's how I recruited, right? No Zoom, no nothing. I get a call 30 minutes. I do it about every week, but I couldn't. I play the recording. And I would start off by asking people, it's Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern time. Are you excited to go to work tomorrow? Because if you are jacked up out of your mind for work, love your job, love the income, it's going to give you everything you want the rest of your life, hang up. Like, I'm not mad at you, but if that's where you are, like, dude, this is the greatest thing ever. If you want to make $71,000 and live the rest of your life making decisions based on money, to me, with all due respect, that's really freaking pathetic. But I get to discern that. You don't have to discern that. You can say, it's not pathetic to me. We all have to live in our own space, our own head. I wasn't doing this to be able to buy everything. That didn't do it for me. I wanted to make decisions based, I didn't want to think about money. And I've made decisions for my kids not based on money. Good decisions, because I didn't go, how much is that? I mean, we live in a country where, I was telling a guy yesterday, I'm like, why don't you have this procedure? He's like, health insurance doesn't cover it. I go, you're telling me your kids need this, but it's not urgent, allegedly. By the way, when you have kids, every mother freaking thing about them is urgent because you're an adult and I'm a male, so I can only talk about as a dad. As a dad, that's your job. And actually, by the way, it's in the Bible that it's your job. So if you want to be mad at me, that's the greatest book in the world. It says it in there. It's your job to go out, hunt, do your thing, kill, do what you're supposed to do, bring in what you're supposed to bring in for your family. So if I would start off and say, if you love your job, dude, I'm good. But if you're still on right now and you're thinking, I don't know if I love my job. I don't know if I love the result that my job has. And also, I always ask people, would the people you're friends with, that you're loyal to, would they be your friends if you weren't making the money? If you weren't making them a dollar, if you leave that company, will they still love you? If you leave that agency, see, Brad, I know what we pay. I know what we offer. If Tim decides to go do something else, I don't hate him. Good luck. If he stays in this industry, I think it's a bad decision for him. But I'm not like, dude, I wanted to do enough where I wasn't contingent upon you making money for me. We built something amazing. And I, again, it's only been 9 years, but when you look at your growth, I said to somebody the other day, a guy who's one of our fastest growing people, he's done $1 million a month in paid business, like within a year. And it's funny, I brought him by your place yesterday, and he said, how much they do in a month? I said, dude, they're going to be the fastest growing business we've ever had. I mean, that's a fact. And he's like, dude, and what's great about our company is we all pull for each other, dude. Like, I like that. Like, that's how, when I worked in my old company, Brad, the reason so many people joined me, in my opinion, was if you lived in Maryland, so I was talking about buddy Frank Ufimite, great guy. I didn't make any money if he made money. We weren't even on the same team, but I'm a team guy. So everybody that worked there, I wanted to help. So if he was like, can you fly to Maryland and do a meeting? Sure. I'd fly to Maryland, do a meeting. I didn't get $1. The company didn't give me anything. They didn't even thank me. But I went in there, trained all of his agents. I was thankful to do pretty well at it. I could sell the heck out of it because they wanted life insurance. That was easy. And then I do that for people all over the country and just share what I knew, what I did do right, what I did wrong. And then we left the company. The overriding theme when I left, I'm like, why I don't really know you that well. They're like, dude, you always worked hard for me and you weren't making a dime off me. I can only imagine if we're working together and we're all deriving a profit together, how hard you'll work. And I think that's what's happening now. But in today, this isn't going to get better. Inflation's not going to get better. You're still going to pay what you're paying for gas. They're still going to cut you. I don't look at my investments. I don't wake up in the morning and look at them. I know what's going on. I don't call my guy. I told my guy that handles my stuff. When it got real bad, when it spun, I called him and I said, hey, dude, how are you? And he's like, and I knew it wasn't okay because everybody was beating him up, right? The market's in turmoil. I said, I want you to know that I love you, that I'm here for you. And all these other people that are panicking, screaming, freaking out about their money, it's because they don't make enough money. I know the market's going to do this, dude. It'll come back. We got some stuff's going to happen in November. Some other stuff's going to happen in a couple of years. Life's good. We'll be all right. But I just wanted him to know that I'm there for him. Dude, to this day, he's always like, every once in a while when I talk to him, it's like, that call meant a lot to me. Because everybody else freaking out. By the way, when your situation's not good, don't freak out, man. Have some respect for yourself. Like, calm down. Like, okay, it's not good. We got it. But you don't understand. No, I do understand. You're freaking me out. Like, are you dying of cancer? No, then stop. And by the way, then fix it. Imagine if we attacked the problem like we attack complaining about it. Oh my God. Like if I love y'all, if you would spend the time during the week that you spend complaining about your job or your situation or this in your relationship, and you took that and just went and fixed it, you'd fix most of your problems that are fixable. Almost all of them. This guy asked me the other day, and it really pissed me off. And maybe I shouldn't do this. I don't know what your opinion on it is, but we'll figure it out. And I know you always going to say what's on your mind. But the guy said, that dude got banned from the internet. Tate got banned from the internet. And I said, okay, do you have a daughter? He said, well, it's freedom of speech. I said, dude, I'm not arguing. I ain't in charge of freedom of speech. But I'll tell you what, if he said that about which he did, because if you said about females, you're talking about my daughter, dude, I'll whoop your ass. And you go, well, he's a professional boxer. Okay, I've seen it. No rules, I'll go anywhere.
Would you fight Andrew Tate? No
rules. Wrestle, whatever you want. Yeah. 100%.
I haven't heard enough of his material to know what he says about women other than I heard he said they can't drive. But I think that's shock value, dude.
But dude, I understand that, but you don't talk about enslaving them. You don't talk about beating them up. You don't talk about owning them. There's just things you don't do. Now you go, that's unfortunate. They should have to do that. Well, they watch everybody because people like that. But if one dude and you go, well, that does, and again, I think the thing for me is this. Everybody has to be accountable for what they say and what they do. That's kind of my deal, right? And my mom taught me there's always somebody bigger, badder, and tougher than you. Always remember that, no matter who you are. So when you run off, and again, this gives people the ability to say whatever they want with no consequence. And I guess I'm just like, and it's not about, Everybody, dude, I don't know. If he's a 7-degree black belt, let's go at it. Let's have at it. I mean, I'm good. I mean, I ain't gonna be the first time I got my ass kicked. I won't be the last. Probably. I'm 49. I'll probably still go through it again. It's okay. But you stand up for what you believe in. And for me, you stand up for what you believe in regardless of who that person is. You know what I mean? Mike Tyson in his heyday, I think he killed people if he hit him the wrong way. But if Mike Tyson did the wrong thing to somebody in front of me, especially somebody that was my business like that I cared about, then Mike Tyson's going to have to knock another dude out. And he would have, obviously. He's Mike frickin' Tyson. But you still got to do the same thing. See, that's the thing about this business or life. Like, dude, if it's the right thing to do, the consequences don't matter. That's kind of the deal for me. So, like, for us, think about that. You had to make some changes. Yeah, but if that's the only option I have, I got to do it. Do I love it? Absolutely not. It's like, you're at the 50-yard line. There's 5 seconds left. You're down by 5. What do you do? Hail Mary. How many times do Hail Marys work? I mean,
20%.
Dude, less than 1% probably.
Really?
Yeah, there's no way they work to put 8 defensive backs in the end zone and throw the ball up. But it does work 1 or 2 or 3% of the time. But the point is, when you're at the 50-yard line down that much, you have no choice. It's the only play. So at the end of the day, that's the only play. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
The only one. So and I guess in life, your biggest fear is let's just use it figuratively, getting your ass kicked. That's your biggest fear. Like, you quit your job and they verbally kick your ass. Okay. Your coworkers are mad at you. Your mom's mad at you.
Well, I don't know if
your spouse is mad at you.
Yeah, but I don't know if that's why people are afraid to quit. I think.
No, I don't mean it. I mean, like, when I quit my state job, my mother freaked out. She didn't give me an ass kicking, but she figuratively wouldn't let up on me.
Right.
Because I didn't want to hear it.
But you think that's why people are afraid to quit? I think people are afraid to quit because they have bills to pay, and this is a steady income, and they don't want to screw up the stability.
But dude,
for a hopefully, and that's what I try to get people to understand. This shit isn't hopefully.
No.
Do the work.
And maybe it's that part for 2 weeks with your bills, whatever it is. Or how about this? You know how I started in 08, Brad? I didn't quit my job. I got my insurance license. I kept both my jobs. I sold on the weekends because I didn't think it was a hopefully, but I have bills to pay. I had big bills to pay. I kept both my jobs and I worked 7 days a week. 14 to 18 hours a week, I worked. I was working. That's what I was doing. I would get on the phone Friday night and call people for Saturday and Sunday. And I would go meet with them all day Saturday and Sunday. That's all I did. And then I went back to work on Monday. And I did it for 6 months, Brad. And then I looked at my bank account, which probably 2 months into it, I could have done it. But in fairness, I had some real estate stuff I wanted to wrap up. I do want to stand behind my commitments. I had things that were closing. I had guys I'd done business with for years, commercial, that kind of stuff. I didn't want to leave them hanging. I took on no new listings, but I wanted to finish your stuff out because I knew I was better at it than somebody else would take it over. And the state said, can you do this for a couple months? We know you're going to quit, but can you work here? And they gave me I worked down to 2 days a week. And I was like, I can do that for y'all because I love the kids and I want to help. But dude, let's just say this, you quit your job and you're not happy, you ain't making the money you want to make, and you quit your job and it doesn't work, you can always go back to your shitty job. I'm not trying to be mean, but there's plenty of 75, 80, 100, $110,000 jobs out there. They're all over the place. So if you're miserable, why not give it one shot? One shot to see what happens.
Legitimate shot.
Legitimate, where you go, I'm going to give everything I got. I'm not going to be a big wuss. I'm just not. I'm not going to complain all day long. I'm not going to worry about who's trying to kick my ass, meaning anybody in my life, my bills, my employee. And I'm just going to handle me. I handle me. So when you go would you do that? Yes. Would you do that? I'll do that too. Does the outcome going to be this? It might not be. I've gotten my ass kicked a lot in business. And in life, I didn't realize people could box when I was younger. So this dude called me up. He's like, I'm going to come over and whoop your ass. I said, bro, when you come over here, that'll be the worst thing that ever happened to you in your entire life. I'm like a rotary phone. That's how old this was. Put a rotary phone, put it back on the wall. And that dude showed up, Brad. You could tell he could box. He ripped his shirt off right away. He was ready to fight. That dude hit me 27 freaking times probably in a minute and 14 seconds. I ain't never been hit that many times in my life. And then I went from, I ain't going to win, but I ain't going down. I'm definitely not going to win. I mean, this is a bloodbath, but I'm not going to go down no matter what he does. And then eventually I just grabbed him. You know what I mean? And that, so, but it was a bloodbath where he definitely won. But dude, at the end of the day, you have to make adjustments as you're rolling. Okay, I'm not going to win this one, but can I win this over here? What can I do now? Okay, I started my first week and I'm working 2 jobs. Okay, well that sucks. Hey, by the way, I'm going to miss my kids' games. The first 6 months, Brad, I missed everything. And if you know me with my kids, they're my life. They've been my life since the day they were born. That's just how it's been. Now they're older, they're grown, they're doing a thing. I'm proud of them. I had never missed a game my son played. My jobs were flexible. I manipulated my hours like, hey, I'm going to work extra here and not work here. I never missed my daughter's dance recitals or her pageants. And for 6 months, I used to dial the phone because I had no office in the park that my son played in. So this will sound really weird. He would be playing like at 2:00 in the afternoon. But for me, I wanted to be close to weird, right? Like I couldn't go to the game. I would dial in the morning at 7, make dials for 2 hours. I'd already dialed Friday night. I couldn't dial in my house. It was too noisy. It was a very small house. I would dial at the park to somehow be connected to the park that my daughter was going to play softball at, my son would play baseball, and I would miss both their games. But I would just want to be connected to it. Sounds really weird because I had a really hard time with that. So I kicked my own ass for 6 months. My own ass. But you know what? What if I hadn't done it? And did I think about not doing it? I did, Brad. First week when I went out there and met with 22 people, dude, the first 29 applications I wrote, okay? Apps, paper apps, no e-apps. I wrote them all on the wrong state app. I turned them in. The insurance carrier says, we can't issue or pay these. I said, why? They said, you wrote them on Maryland apps. The bottom of the app, the paper app would give you a state. I didn't know it. I ordered CT apps. They sent me Maryland apps. They said, what'd you think the MD stood for? I said, medical doctor. I don't know. They made me rewrite every one of them. I had to call the people back 3 hours. Now I could have done, I could have done, Brian, I could have quit. I could have been like, this is the way it always works. This is unfair. You can't do that. Yada, 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 yada. I didn't do that. I called, were some of them pissed yet? There were 15-page apps. And guess what, Brad? Some didn't let me come back out. Some were like, you can't, and by the way, some of the ones that are 5 hours away, I didn't go back out. I just told them I made a mistake and they're going to have to get insured. They're 5 hours away. And you couldn't do it over the phone. Then you couldn't do it over Zoom. You couldn't do any of that. You had to be face to face to do an application. And you know what I thought? I thought it was God testing me. Are you really going to be a man? Are you really going to handle this thing? Because, dude, why else that happen? I order Connecticut apps, the Maryland apps come. And I'm hammering them. The guy that recruited me, he didn't write nothing. So when I submitted them, he didn't know. We would fax them in from a fax machine. I almost wish I could let people start that way. I had a guy in a meeting the other day, goes, I wish you worked with us at our old company at 50% comp and expensive leads for 6 months because you'd be so appreciative that you're working here. So appreciative. But that's why now is the best time. Oh
ever.
my God, Brad. It's like a hot knife on butter. It's system driven. And by the way, think about this for a minute with leads. I know you probably heard this before, but please stay with me. There are leads and there are leads. A name on a piece of paper could be called lead. Companies do that. Here's your list. Here's your door knocking list. Or Brad, here's some phone numbers. Call them up. And I guess you could loosely call those leads if you choose to. A lead to me is somebody that reached out to us, to the lead company, expressed interest. And by the way, importantly, expressed interest for exactly what we're offering. Not expressed interest to be at a seminar and then be sold life insurance. Not to express interest to get something for free and then realize life insurance. The leads all say low cost means you have to pay for it. You have whatever cost you want, and it's life insurance. So you know you're paying. You know it's life insurance. So for us,
it's all you need.
It's all you need, dude. And what a lot of guys will do, a lot of guys and girls, I'll speak for the guys where I can understand, they'll go, but when they start thinking about calling people, the first thing they think about is what would they say if somebody called them? And they wouldn't answer the phone because most of the people watching this probably don't fill out leads and send them back. Less than 1% of the people that get them or see them online fill them out. And we still have millions. We have to turn them off all the time, Brad. We could literally turn the faucet on and grow those leads by 10x, as your buddy would say. We could 10x the leads overnight. Overnight. We could do it by 100 overnight. Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, internet, we could do it. We just don't have enough agents. So we have a business where...
Well, I'm working on that.
I know you are, bro, and you're changing lives. But think about it. You want to talk about money, though? Think about this. If the policy costs a client, on average, ours are more than $1,000. But if it costs them $1,000, so if it's $80 a month, 80 and change, $1,000, and you're at 100% commission, okay, you're going to get $1,000 in that policy over the course of the first year. They're going to advance your first 75%, but you get $1,000. So if you did that 5 times a week, which is like no work, you'd make $5,000 a week. When I started, I had never made more than in a job, $2,000 a week. And I started thinking, all I did was wrote on my refrigerator, my little refrigerator, $20K. Because $20K a week would give me $1 million. I got to find a way to start making $20,000. And I can remember, like it was yesterday, the first time I made $20K a week. And I was like, dude, like I'm making, then I transitioned from I'm grossing $1 million to I want to net $1 million. Okay, so I grossed $1 million, boom, got it. Okay, my expense for this, I made $600,000. Next year, what do I have to make? And then it was like, as you watch the company grow, and a lot of these guys, I was telling the guy the other day, I'm like, what's your biggest pay week? He's been with us for 2 years. I said, what's your biggest pay week? He's like, pay week, 47,000. I go, for the week. He's like, yeah, I sold a lot that week and my team did pretty good. And I said, how many hours a week you work? He goes, embarrassingly, probably 25 or 30. I go, how much you make a year? He goes, probably 400. I go, what are you spending to make that? 80. You net 320. Why don't you work more? He says, I've never made this kind of money. I'm just complacent. And I think that's a dangerous thing. If I leave this last thing I'll say here, ABC is a business for us. And I learned this a long time ago. And I heard a guy share it with me the other day. And I'd heard it a while back. And the guy said, somebody asked this guy, what are you afraid of? And he said, the ABCs. And he said, what do you mean? He said, in business, I'm afraid of the ABCs. A is arrogance. When you start forgetting, you get too arrogant, think you got it all figured out, don't need no help, don't want to hear anybody. Or the arrogance of people on here. I'm making 110 grand a year, but what Brad's saying is not true, because hopefully I can do it. If you don't know nothing about this dude, he doesn't care what he says. And if this thing sucked, he would have me on here going, he'd be terrorizing me about it sucking. Is that not fair? You'd be like, I talked to 500 people, dude.
I almost want to, just so everyone goes, fuck, you see Brad roast that guy?
Well, you can, but I don't know if you can do it about this. You can pick a lot of other things.
Well,
but
I can't.
I know.
That's why every time you say, hey, you want to be on a show, or hey, you want me to come on the show, I'm like, abs-fucking-lutely, I'll make you the damn co-host. Because if we could just, in my mind, help a million people, money's not a problem. 100%. And again, I'm to a point right now where money's not a problem anyway. I didn't really have to do this, but I know there are good, and my blue collar family, a lot of good people in my family just cannot fucking make any money. Mm-hmm. And I don't understand why. And they won't listen to me because I'm me.
Your family.
Right. So they won't listen to me. And I know that there's people out there like my family that are freaking good people. They just don't know. And it's like, if I could just ring their bell, rattle their cage, give them the information, make them aware, and push them in the right direction, dude, we would live in a more successful world. I guarantee you I will be responsible for helping thousands of people literally change their life. Mm-hmm. Now, to me, that's more important than making millions of dollars. To me, when I go away, when I die, I want people to remember that's the dude. And I get hit up all the time from people that have already started, and they're like, dude, you changed my life. Now, keep in mind, prior to that, just doing social media, I say something. People say, oh, you changed my life. You changed my life. I'd be like, psh, psh, psh. My team would be like, Brad, you read that DM about how you changed the guy's life? I'm like, yeah, but I didn't really feel like I'm doing anything.
Amen.
Now I do.
Amen.
Now I feel like, listen, now I will accept I changed your life. But it wasn't me. Literally, it was them.
Correct.
All I did was gave them the information, which is easy for me to do. So if I don't do it, dude, I feel like a piece of shit. Mm-hmm. So to me, again, reached out to you. Thank you for the deal. Mm-hmm. Put that deal together and then just started talking about it. And then, quite frankly, shut it down a little bit. Not shut it down, but just slowed it down a little bit.
Well, it was crazy.
Well, I didn't have the processes
and
in
you had
place.
Everybody calling. How about this?
Now the processes are in place.
Did I tell you how many DMs I got after the first podcast?
How many?
Did I tell you this already?
You said you got a bunch.
Okay. This is 7 days from the day you released the podcast. And I counted these things. 1,200. 1,200, which I'm like, here you go, guys. Keep sending more. 1,200. Think about that. But what you just said, Brad, is why people, and there's a lot of people out there that think like you, from at least I want to help people change their lives. You said, I want to make a difference. And dude, you don't need the money, obviously. That was the thing with me. When Andrew introduced us, I said, dude, why does he want to do this? Because I'm like, dude, why? And Andrew just like, oh, it's going to be so great. I'm like, I got it. Why does Brad want to do it, though? Did you ask him that? Because it ain't money. Like, he's not going to be mad about making extra money, but that's not the driving force, obviously. And he said, I don't know. So when we got done, we got in the car, and I was like, dude, he actually wants to just change people's lives. Like, he ain't just popping off. He ain't just doing this. He literally wants to change lives. Like, he wants to have a vehicle. That's what we talked about. I'm like, you're trying to get everybody out of the rat race, and you're like, I got to find something. And what's great about this is anybody can do it. This isn't like
that's a fact.
You couldn't. You go come to our convention. You want come to our convention in Miami in February. It's free. Got a bunch of people going. You can come here, Shaq
Is it
Talk.
every February?
Shaquille's going to be there if you want to come here, Shaq Talk. Every February. We do 3 days. We got Jocko's coming.
Jocko
Shaq,
Willing?
Yeah.
Nice.
Stud. Yeah. Shaq. Dave Anderson. You know Dave Anderson?
Yeah.
I love Dave
Learn to
Anderson.
lead?
Yeah, you got to get Dave Anderson on here. He would love to do this.
Dave Anderson, he's been a client of mine for a long time.
Dave's a stud. I love it. Our guys love him.
You know he has a VT system.
Yeah, he told me.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable. Fly Girl, I can't remember. She was like the first female fighter pilot. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, Vernice.
Yes, Vernice. Yep. And but dude, think about it. What you're saying, Brad, is why we're related. And I think what I was saying to the ABCs is like this arrogance. We are not overly bureaucratic, and people get complacent. Like, as long as you can keep your head on right and stay humble, and as long as you don't try to make it hard. Because a lot of guys get into business, they want an LLC and a C Corp, an S Corp. Dude, just calm down. Because anybody can get their license and go, hey, Brad, Shawn, you filled this thing out? Yeah, man, I did. Okay, cool, dude. We can take it over the phone. I can come in person, but you want some life insurance, right, for you and your family? Yeah, man. Okay. It's not a good time. Not a good time for me either, Brad. So, I mean, no matter what you say, it doesn't matter because I have the lead. Of course you want life insurance. That's hard. We're nervous about doing that.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's the struggle. What I say to a lot of people is, most people, not most, but I'm sure plenty of people on here are parents. When you leave the hospital with your kid the first time, that's by far the scariest thing I've ever done. By far. The first one, because you're like watching her breathe and making sure she's okay, and you bring the car seat and and then after you have them, and you got tons, so you can give us advice and everything. By the time you bring home, how many kids total you got?
7.
By the time you bring the 7th home, you're like, dude, just like, let's just go. Like, I've done this a bunch. Like, I get it. When they cry and freak out, you're like, I've been through it. When they're shaking, you're like, dude, that's normal. You've been through all that, so you learned, okay. But had you not had that, how'd you learn how to parent a child? You had one. And you learned all the crap you got to do. Guys, Brad in Real will teach you everything. And I don't want to hurt your feelings. There's not a lot to know. They will empower you, help you, because what most people are saying, the ones that are thinking about not doing are going, dude, I don't think I could do that. That's weird. We're calling people that ask us for help. It's not sales. I've done sales. You've done sales. Sales is asking somebody who didn't ask you for nothing and trying to get them to do something they may not really want, and they definitely may not need it, and trying to make $1 from it.
Now you're what? You're not retired. You're
Hell
running
no.
around, still
I
going
love
to
what I
meetings
do,
with
bro.
fucking 20 people in them.
Love what I do. I'll do.
Yeah, but
I'll
you're
do
like
a meeting
close
with
to a
10.
billionaire, and if you're not, you're going to be soon.
I don't care about that, dude. We are gonna not. I was with somebody did a meeting this past week. We did Saturday and Sunday. That was part of my marketing Saturday. I was like, do you work at a company where the guy in charge works on the weekends? No, you don't. Quit and join us because they don't care. Dude, I'll do a meeting with 5 people in Anchorage, Alaska.
Dude, it's clear.
It's my
job. It's clear that they don't care. Do you know how that's clear? Your comp plan to begin with.
I know.
Like, how the fuck are you going to take care of somebody by giving them way less than you could have?
And before we started, you could get away with it because nobody else was doing it.
Yeah.
And now we are. So guess what, guys? I told the guy the other day, he said, well, you're recruiting all my agents. I said, well, first of all, they're not your agents. They're independent people. They're not your possessions. And number 2, I'm not done until I recruit them all. I've just gotten started. Dude, I did not come here to make friends with you. I came here to take over and put people in a better position. Now, if you want to change your comp plan and match ours, go for it, bro.
That's what they should do.
But they won't.
They won't.
And I had a guy one day, I appreciate his candor. He said, Shawn, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I see what you're doing. It's working, but I've made so much money doing it this way that even if it doesn't grow, I'm making so much money, I can't even see myself changing it. I said, you say that until all your people quit. But dude, it's a big industry. There's millions of people licensed. So for us, let's go save a lot more people, man. That's my passion every day. I love it. I get excited. I had a guy send me a message earlier. He's got 7 from a company, right? It's not 700 or 70. And I'm smiling ear to ear. And I'm smiling because these people now are going to change their lives. Matter of fact, you'll like this story. We had a guy. He was at a different company, one of our alleged competitors. You go, they're competing with you. Not really, dude. We're like near $1 billion, and they do $30 million a year. So like the University of Alabama does not really compete with like, Anchorage, Alaska Tech. I mean, they're both college football teams, but it's not close, right? So he's at a company, and they're doing this company-wide Zoom. And he's quitting because he's at like a 55% comp. He's killing it. And nobody talks to him. Nobody loves on him. They don't even know he exists, right? They actually told him that he was going to do an introduction for some meeting. And they said, you need to have more tragedy and tell us how we changed your life. And he's like, dude, like, what are you talking about, man? So he decides he's going to quit. So he gets on a Zoom. This is the kind of quitting I like. Gets on a Zoom. And they're like, hey, is anybody? And there's a lot of people on for the company-wide. He said, anybody got any questions? He always does like questions, comments, or complaints. Ha, ha, ha. He goes, yeah, I got something. And they're like, hey, man, because he's a big producer. He's like, want to let y'all know something, man. Tired of being paid when I'm being paid. I'm quitting and joining Family First Life. If they're trying to mute him, he's like, so you want to join me? Here's my phone number. Here's my email. Here's my text me. Let's go. He said in 7 minutes I had to post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Dude, I wasn't playing. And it was like, he said, but Shawn, everybody was so afraid to be honest. Like, why can't I leave and go somewhere else? I'm an independent agent. Like, that's what's been messed up about this industry for 10, 20, 30, 50 years. People would say to me, they poach agents. How do you poach? They're people that are independent. How in the world?
You sneak up with burlap bags.
That's what I'm talking about.
Snatch them.
That's what I'm talking about. But dude, they're not your possession. And that's where they're screwed. They for too long thought these people will never leave me.
It's just like sheep.
Better believe it. Well, guess what, dude? There's every once in a while, there's sheep, there's wolves, and there's sheepdogs. We're a bunch of sheepdogs.
Well, I can tell you that, if I'm entering the industry and I see somebody, recruiting people at 55%, 35%, even lower, I think to myself, well, dude, they're doing something right because they got fucking people being recruited at that. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm offering 100% to start. Like, what if you matched whatever they're saying to convince people to do it for fucking less, plus you don't do it for less?
Correct. And I don't even know that it's anything. I think, Brad, there's 2 million licensed agents. So
you just think these people don't know about any other option?
Hey, I didn't know. So I was there for 5 years. I didn't know. I worked for 5 years I didn't know I didn't know anything else. I didn't even know it was now there was no Family First Life. Here's the other thing, Brad. We've only been here 8 years. So when you go, how do they know? Dude, there's guys been doing this 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
True.
And we've only been doing 8. So all the stuff we're doing, it is only 8 years old.
Yeah.
And we didn't recruit like crazy the first 4 years. We were just trying to stay alive. We didn't pour a lot of money into it. Just now, again, we've really hammered the last 2-3 years recruiting. And our goal is to be at billions a year as a company and have hundreds of thousands of agents helping families with life insurance.
Well, my goal is to help you with that by recruiting millions new ones.
And I know you will.
I think with my training technology here, by the way, you guys were in here filming the other day.
Absolutely. It's unbelievable.
Dude, when you see that go into play, you guys will fucking grow exponentially. I
have no doubt about it.
As a backbone.
Agreed.
But so I'm leveraging that technology. So I got the right training. We're not just training, how to sell insurance. We're training how to be better human beings. Mm-hmm. The culture that's evolving is incredible too. But for anybody that's like unlicensed, it's a no-brainer unless you're already making millions, and that's Correct. Cool too. But if you're not, I would look into this for sure. But the second one is if you have a license, you're not making money, or you have a license and you're getting paid half, or you have a license and you don't own your book of business, or you have a license and it's just not serving you, dude. Park that license. I say park it, but bring that license right over to Real Financial. Mm-hmm. We'll show you our systems that are making regular people hundreds of 100%. Thousands of dollars a year in income, because that can get you out of the rat race. That's 100%. A start. Mm-hmm. And then I'll show you how to build an agency. But one thing that I have is all these people coming.
Yeah, you do. So
I can hand people to people, meaning if you're an agent out there with 9 guys on your team, I can give you 9 fucking hundred if you can manage them and you can teach them to win. Why? Because I'm telling them, come with me and you will win. So I need winners winning so I can help, the brand new ones. Because dude, if you have experience, there's a big difference. I mean, I've only been in this a little time and I'm learning every single day.
You are.
And I wish I knew everything the day I started, but I didn't. I've made some mistakes already. I've only been doing it a few months, and I'm like, well, shit, dude, I wish I'd have known that. I wish I'd have known that. I wish I'd have known that. So you take these guys that are out there with a license, not killing the game, obviously. Again, if you're happy with where you are, stay where the fuck you are, even if you're getting paid half. If you're happy and you're with family and it's
do your thing,
your life's carved out and your friends, and it's like, dude, just stay there. But there's a lot of people not like that. They're out there busting their ass. They get no appreciation. They don't know how to buy leads, set up systems. They don't know how to train and onboard new people. But more importantly, they don't even know how to get that many. I ask people sometimes, how much does like Colonial Life recruit in a year? Dude, they're lucky if they recruit 700 people in a year. Is that crazy? Like, dude, we should be recruiting 700,000 people
100%.
A month.
100%.
Because there's that many people struggling, and there's that many people with cell phones, and you can do this from a fucking cell phone. Mm-hmm. And now you're out of the rat race. And whether you end up a hotelier or a freaking real estate mogul, or you open up a school for the blind, You had to get out of the rat race to do that.
Correct.
This is just a vehicle. And quite frankly, that license is valuable. Yeah. Once you have that license, man, it's almost like a lottery ticket. It's almost like a driver's license in a world of cars. Like you need that license, even if you're a realtor. And when I'm thinking to people like realtors, there's so many fucking struggling realtors. Like, dude, you don't get rich selling houses. You get rich investing in real estate. Right? Like these realtors, they try to sell a house. I always say,
I sold them for 10 years and never got rich.
Dude, I always say to realtors, if it's such a good fucking deal, how come you ain't buying it?
Why don't you buy it and resell it? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, well, I'm just a realtor. Right? There's no money in realty, and 90% of realtors are broke. Dude, go get your damn license to sell insurance. It's easier, and you'll instantly. And by the way, there's thousands of people already doing it, so you can see all the testimonials and proof you want. You ain't got to believe some guru. This is possible. This is possible when it isn't. It's happening every day, just not with you because you haven't fucking pulled the trigger. This almost sounds like a commercial, but I don't care, and here's why. If everybody listening to this went and got their license, applied step by step, because we took all those things that they got to do, we brought them into 3 stages. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, they're making money. Now the question is, what do they want to do? Because again, they're 1099 independent business owners, really. I just helped them. Right?
Correct.
So now what do they want to do? They want to build a massive agency? Do they want to freaking, learn to invest into cash flow properties? Like, what do they want to do? That's to me the real part. Like, dude, build a real fucking life.
Correct.
And it isn't, let's hope you sell insurance your whole life. No. That's where it begins. That's where it begins. And dude, when you made your deal, because I don't even know if you fucking have a deal. It's almost like you're probably integrity too. You're just not telling anybody.
Well, we didn't deal with integrity.
No, I mean, you are.
We partner with integrity.
No, I know. But
Yeah,
I mean,
October 2019.
I was being funny. Like, in other words, you're probably integrity too. You just haven't told anybody.
No,
it seems like Shawn's everywhere. But long story short, the book of business can be sold.
Yeah, it's yours.
With a built-in buyer.
Correct.
Integrity will write you a check.
Where does that happen? Like
nowhere.
That's a thing. That's a thing for me with people that have been there, because the biggest lie in the business, I don't like a lot of the stuff that goes on. Believe me, it makes me literally sick to my freaking stomach. But the one that gets me is this fake equity. And what's happened is, since we started doing this, people go like, we have equity in the company. I always go, what do they give you in writing? Well, I don't have anything in writing. They don't have any equity. When you do a deal, whether it's a house, whether I buy this commercial building, whether I buy into your business, I don't give you my money without having something in writing to show me what I actually own. Well, my attorneys wouldn't let me do that. That would be ridiculous. So for us, when we were able to do that, and then people, and now it's already been 24 in a year and a half, have been able to say, hey, here's what I got. I got agents I work with. We got clients, got a book of business. They're my clients. And to be able to partner with an entity like that has been absolutely ridiculous for me, because I never even honestly, Brad, knew that was possible. We didn't launch 8 years ago. One day we're going to be able to do this, and then these guys have this, because nobody was doing it like anywhere. So for us, I think when you look at what people have done, I was sitting at dinner last night with 4 or 5 people that have done it. And I'm like, isn't it weird for y'all to say that you partner with them and like seriously, you're millionaires, like multi, like that's where you were like, you were making $12 an hour and like you were like behind in your mortgage 3 months. And like you two, like hadn't even had a real job yet. Like, how crazy is that? And they're like, I said, just take a minute, say nothing, and just like chew on that. Think about that. Like that. And again, like you said, to go do whatever you want to do in your life and in the world. I mean, that was the deal. I never got my insurance license thinking I'd sell insurance for the rest of my life. I even thought I'd be in it for 10 years. I got my insurance license to help, as you always say, get me out of the rat race. I was just tired of living check to check. And every time I read a study, it says 70% of Americans say they're living check to check. And then I read one that says 70% says living check to check, but then 50% said they can't even live check to check. So 70% are like, I'm living check to check. 50% are like, I don't even make it to my next check. And there's hundreds of millions of Americans. Like, what are we doing? Like, why? And by the way, everybody says that. Every study you read about this business, you realize how much freaking opportunity there's. How many underinsured and uninsured Americans there are, especially in the middle American market. How many people say, I don't have enough or don't have any life insurance. And how many people die every single day with no life insurance. Where for a matter of what it would be a day for Starbucks or for, yes. So it's, I mean, dude, a guy told me when I was young, fill a need and you'll become wealthy in time and money. Fill a need. You got to fill a need. And I was like, that insurance, life insurance makes sense to me. And Family First Life fills a need. We will put you in a better position. You will make more comp here. You will get more carrier comp. You will get a bigger bonus. Like, dude, that's what it's about.
Now, what happens when people say, like, well, dude, you keep saying Family First. He keeps saying Real Financial.
Because Real
Financial.
Financial.
What's the difference?
Here's the difference. You run your massive agency, and we work together. You have this massive deal, Real Financial, right? We launched Family First Life, and before we did our original podcast, we talked about it. You said, I'm going to build this massive deal. You guys already got a blueprint. Why don't we look into it and follow it? I was like, cool. Your business is your business. It's 100% owned by you. We just do business together. That's what the whole thing's about. But Real Financial, everything you're talking about today, 900 people giving to you, the systems Real Financial have, those are your systems in Real Financial. Some of the training we're going to start doing through your program, which is great. So everybody that comes through this deal goes to Real Financial. We work with each other. We started 8+ years ago. But the thing about Brad, and I got to say this, because when we met, I thought, he's done really well. He's very successful. I'm going to be honest with you. And I was like,
I prefer.
How hard is it going to be to work with this guy? Seriously. I was like, I'm wondering, like, how hard is it? What's been amazing, Brad, for me with what you've done is outside of all the amazing success you've had, and I hope I'm this way, you were like, all right, dude, I'm new to this spot. Real Financial is going to be huge, but y'all have a blueprint. I want to tap into some of that stuff, and let's chat about this and this and this. And I was like, see, if I was going to launch a podcast, which I'm not, but if I was, I'd be like, hey, dude, you got a minute? Because I know nothing about it. And I'd be a sponge. Like, I really would be. I'd be like, it's a sponge. Like, I'd be like, tell me what I need to do. What are the pitfalls? What do I have to avoid? And dude, I think the people that work with you at Real Financial should be really excited about the fact that you got a passion for helping them. You got phenomenal systems. You have a huge audience. I mean, I never recruited that many people in 8 years. So, I mean, it's been unbelievable. But also, dude, you're willing to continue to adapt and grow and learn because you want everybody to win. And
that's the only way it works.
I know, dude. There's a lot of people that get to this point. I mean, humble and hungry. There's a lot of folks that get to 1/100th of where you are and they go, I got to figure it out. And then one day they ain't got nothing anymore because they stop growing, they stop learning, they stop changing, they don't transition with the times. And so, dude, Real Financial is where it's at, man. I'm excited for you.
Well, I appreciate it. You know what I figured out, and this is, I think, the key to it all. I don't try to make money anymore. Like, I made money and I'm like, okay, cool, I'm making money. Now what? Now what do I got to worry about? I just wake up and figure out, and it sounds cliche and cheesy and like fucking, bullshit,
right.
But it's true. I wake up and figure out, how can I help people?
Yeah.
Because I got money. I'm making great money. The question is, how can I help people?
Mm-hmm.
And that's why I chose Real Financial as one of them.
Which is why it's working.
Well, because it's a ladder.
Yeah.
It's like all I'm doing is I'm exposing people that are listening to this podcast. There's a lot of people listening that make way more money. There's insurance agents listening right now. There's furniture store executives. There's lawyers. There's doctors. There's chiropractors. I get the masses of all kinds listening to this podcast. And all I say to them is, hey, this guest did this, so you don't have to worry about, bumping your leg. Or I just keep bringing guest after guest after guest. But when I brought you last time and we made that deal, it's like, dude, I need you to come back for a number 2. First of all, to say how we did, how we've done so far.
Crushing it.
Again, in my modest opinion, I think we haven't even got started.
Well, and I believe you, but you have a better, dude, I've never seen, it's like you came into the business, but you have this vehicle and you have this following that will take, and I agree with you. I think you're going to, you should, I tell people all the time, I tell everybody as big as they are at the company, try to be a couple years behind the company. And I love you going like, dude, what'd y'all hit? How quick can I hit? That's the fastest person to, $1 million a month. How can I do that? But you guys are at this tipping point because you have so many people in class and so many people are getting ready to get contracted that the amount of families you're going to help in the next 3, 6, 9 months, it's going to be pretty astronomical. And I'm really excited to see what that looks like. And what you said about being cliche, but dude, I love that part. See, for me, all the other stuff, your truth, that's all great, dude. And I like it. I love being around you. I love talking. I love listening to you. But the way you talk about people when they get out of the rat race and the passion you have when you reach down and freaking yank them up, dude, that's why it's going to work. The systems are great and they are awesome. And what y'all have that's awesome. But I'm telling you, dude, the fruit you're going to get, talk about being an inspector, from having that attitude, because I believe you. I know that's your attitude. Your attitude is, dude, I get it. I just want to help more people. I want to make a difference. And if another 100,000 people, 2.7 million people go, you know what? My mom and dad got in the insurance business, and that was part of the stepping stone to get wherever they got to. And there's a dude named Brad Lee in Real Financial, and that helped change my life. You know, I was talking to a guy today, Dom, I'll tell you his name, Dominique Rogers. And he said, man, had you never recruited Marcus and recruited me, my kids wouldn't be here right now. Like, I was so financially unstable, there was zero chance I would have gotten married and had kids. Like, my children wouldn't have been born. And that's when I start going like, that's pretty deep. Like, that's some crazy. And what was he going to do? He got done playing college baseball, had nothing, no experience, never had a job. So, dude, what y'all are going to do, I think, is going to shatter some financial services records. And we already shattered them at FFL. So I think what you're going to do at Real, dude, and I'm excited for it. I want to be in business with people that do better than I did. That's awesome. That's my ultimate goal. So I think when you get done your first 12 months, you look back at how many families y'all helped and how many agents you helped make a difference, how many people you got out of the rat race.
Dude, we need to hurry the fuck up, though.
I would agree with that.
It seems like time is ticking.
I love the fact you got no patience, brother.
I'm trying to plug the holes. If there's any holes in the processes, like right now on this podcast, you'll get thousands of people reaching out to you. When in reality, we already said don't
reach out. Real.
I know, but my point is people don't listen.
Yeah,
I know. We'll bring somebody in. We'll say, "Hey, go get your license. I'll pay for it." They'll literally, register for school. Then they won't finish. And it's
but some do though.
Did I have to tell you to finish too? Did I have to tell you to finish? So I just want to be clear with people. If you're interested in doing something, get a hold of. Well, you don't get a hold of. Go to bradlee.com/let's go. If you're not licensed, because that will take you to get your license. Compliments of Real Financial.
Yeah.
If you are an agent, then you go to bradlee.com/agent. If you're already licensed, you don't need to go through that rigmarole. We can get you going quick, but you might want to talk to somebody, have questions. Go to bradlee.com/agent and just put in your name. Just run through the little automated thing I got there. That'll put you on our database, and then we can reach out. Me and you can talk, and we can make you a deal. Bring your whole agency over if you need to.
Right.
And by the way, I got one that has about 85 people producing.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, what's your comp level? And he said, blah, 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 blah. And I said, well, why the fuck would you operate?
Correct.
Like, who convinced you to do that? Because this guy already, and he convinced 85 other people to do it.
I convinced hundreds of people in my old company, thousands to do it.
Let me tell you something. This dude's a young, aggressive dude. Like, these guys are going to freaking kick ass. I said, dude, let me ask you a question. What if I brought you over, gave you this, trained your people? You can tap into all our training. You can even have your own version of it, and you can literally keep your name, like recruit. I'll help. I'll give you thousands. If you show me you can kick ass, dude, I'll give you hundreds of people that are coming to me wanting out. I'll give them to you to help them as long as you help them.
Correct.
The guy freaking signed up in 5 seconds.
Love it.
Because nobody I don't know of in the industry hands you people to the volume I would. If you show me,
which is the way
ass.
this works. That's how it's always worked, dude, is help people build their business. Think about this too. They don't got to compete with you. That was the key. A lot of these companies out there, these guys are working at a company. I worked at a company where when somebody came in, I could have actually recruited you. But if you somehow found your way to them, they just take you from them and be like, well, so they would actually compete with you. You at Real are going like, hey, when they come in, I'll go ahead and move them, put them, help you build your business. As long as you're working hard, selling your life insurance, recruiting agents, building a business, you're not competing with them.
Yeah.
As opposed to, I'm going to take everybody direct to me. Of course you are.
And I'm helping them.
You're not going to cannibalize your own company.
But how important is, like, if I'm an agent out there and I'm recruiting and building a team.
Huge.
And someone could hand me a team 10 times bigger overnight with quality people. By the way, I track quality people, do I not?
Yeah, you do.
Entrepreneurial
100%.
types. People willing to work, put in the work ethic.
Yeah.
I just got another guy named Justin Cross. Wait till you meet that dude. He's got... I'm telling you, man.
I know
we are embryonic.
I believe you.
And I'm putting the final things in place. And once it's in place, Shawn,
I believe it.
It's going to blow up and explode. We're going to have those big 20,000 person events, and it'll be a fucking pleasure. Hey, and by the way, I always get people from FFL saying, "Well, what's the difference?" And I say, "Well, really, there is no difference." I said, "I made a deal with FFL, so we're all kind of doing the same thing.
On the same team.
But if you can't make it at FFL, you can't make it at Real.
Correct.
And vice versa. Like,
amen.
If you can't make it at Real, you ain't making it at FFL.
Dude. We don't do it that way.
Yeah, and if you can't make it at FFL and you're like, well, I'm going to go to Real because Brad's cool. Look, dude, being a cool person at the fucking helm is not necessarily going to do shit for you.
Correct.
You know, you got to put the fucking work in. And that's why I keep telling people my responsibility is to give you a ladder that's sturdy and goes where I tell you it goes. Your job is to climb the fucker.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to climb the ladder, move so someone else can get up
That's
the
right.
bitch.
Get out of the way, bro.
End of story.
Amen.
Hey, but anyway, I always welcome you back any old time. Number
Appreciate
one,
you,
again, it's none of my business. I just assume, dude, you got to be close to a billionaire. No,
I'm not broke.
you're going to be a billionaire for sure one of these days.
We'll see.
You think?
Through everything, we'll figure it out.
But
That's
what
been
do you
one
think?
Do I think I could get there if I choose to? Yeah, I think that's a beautiful thing.
Do you choose to? Are you because normally with your kind of money, I would freaking like be what I call fat and happy. Meaning, dude, I ain't going to no fucking meeting with 12 people in Argentina.
Dude.
Fuck you. Like,
Dude,
just recruit them, pussy.
I'm just going to work.
But I know you
working.
go. I see you everywhere talking at normal ass events.
I love it.
Do
Dude,
people realize who you are and what you've accomplished?
I just want to help people, man. I don't know whether they
But when you
realize
walk in
how
there,
big it is or not.
Do you walk in there? When you walk in those rooms, do people say, dude, this dude is this dude? Or do you just start talking to people like?
I just start talking to people. Do I care less? I just want. I'll be honest with you. It's uncomfortable. I don't want anybody. Meaning like I just want to work. I want to be part of the team. I want to help out. I don't do it for any other reason. I'll be honest with you. Everybody's different. I don't get off on like, get up and do this. I worked at companies where everybody would like idolize the people that did well. And I was at a company where I did well, I guess. And I was always like, dude, I just want to help people, man. I want to compete. I am interested in winning and smoking people. Always have been. I want to compete. I love to compete. I want to keep score. But, at some point I was listening to a guy one day. This was about 12 years ago in a meeting. He was a CEO of a massive company, Fortune 100 company. And he said, I was walking through the office the other day. He said, and there was some trash on the floor. And he said, I reached over and picked it up. And he said, that's my problem. And we were walking through the office. So what's that? He goes, everybody's above everything. The minute you get above what you were doing to get here, dude, your company will slow down, die. It's a disaster. And I just never forgot that. So me, I'm not above doing anything. You know what I mean? Like you said about life insurance, dude, I'd love to go out there and I love what we do. But meetings anywhere, like we have grand openings. We have, 400 some odd offices around the country, dude. I go to everything.
Well, when
I don't say no.
We come to our meetings. I'm going to start doing them downstairs.
Do not come to any meeting you have anytime.
It doesn't even matter how many people there. What do you prefer though? If I put like 500 people in a room,
dude, 500 people would be great. 5,000 or 5.
How many do you think will convert? Is it an opportunity meeting we're putting on?
It's a business development meeting, which is an opportunity meeting. If you get 500 people in there, why can't we convert a couple hundred of them?
And like, are there age? Like for example, I go and pick 100 agents that all are really writing agents. I can tell. I pay for them to fly out here.
Yep.
Take them on a golf course. All they got to do is listen to me pitch.
Correct.
Them on fucking.
Why would they
switching
not
their
do
flag.
it? Why would they not do it?
Why wouldn't they?
I have no idea.
I'm trying to figure out.
I'll fly myself out here and golf with them.
But I'm trying to figure out why someone would
I'll
say
pick them up
no.
on the way.
Why would someone leave here and go?
Brad, if they got a big
no.
enough team, I'll pick them up for you and bring them to Real Financial.
Yeah.
I'll fly and pick them up.
We'll do that.
How about that? Then they don't have to go through TSA either.
How big the team need to be?
You tell me. What do you want? 30 people, 50 people, 100 people?
Hey, folks, just
how big a
reach
team
out
they
to
need?
bradley.com/agent and fill that shit out so you're on my list and we can talk. And then I'll figure out if Shawn's going to come get you in the plane.
Let's do it, dude.
Dude, how fast that plane go?
700 miles an hour.
And you
easy.
can literally get up, and you do. You get up and bounce around like it's a car.
I do LA to Boca in 3 hours and 35 minutes.
But you pop
Yes.
around like it's a
Yes.
fucking car. Like most people get up their car and drive, around town. You get up and
Correct.
fly around the country
Correct.
like it's a
100%.
fucking car.
100%. Dude, I love it.
Where you live?
Boca Raton.
So you're out on a beach,
I'm on the
chilling,
water. Love it.
chilling and loving life,
Working, loving life, doing my thing.
but yet still fucking giving back.
100%. Why not? Can't stop, dude.
What can the bomb squad do for you? Because you're always out helping people. How can we support you?
We just want to build it. We want to build the business, build the brand, man. They can follow me on Instagram so they can learn about Real and everything else we're doing and working on to help people because we want to make a massive difference in the world. So Shawn.Meaike, SHAWN.MEAIKE.
Folks, on Instagram mainly.
Instagram, great.
Like, is that what you prefer? when
Yes.
people are DMing you, because I'm
Yes.
like Instagram. I don't do Facebook.
Me
much.
neither. Instagram.
Or Twitter.
I'm not either.
I'll tweet, but like I don't read tweet and I don't answer tweets. Like I'm on Instagram.
I'm Instagram, dude.
Folks, follow him on Instagram. Do him a favor. You ain't got a book or nothing either, do you?
I ain't got no book yet.
Why don't
man.
you do
Should
a
I write
book?
one? Want me to write a
dude,
book?
you fucking started Family
Want me to
First
write a
Life.
book? I'll write a book.
I do.
Okay, then I'm gonna write one. Will you have me on here to promote it?
Of course I
Help
will.
me sell it.
Dude, you'll sell it. I absolutely will.
We're gonna give a bunch of the money to the Dream Center when we do it.
Oh, that's another thing I was gonna say, dude. I fucking was reading some shit. You're giving away millions here
Dream
and there.
Center,
Like, what are you doing? What's that
Dream
about?
Center. Pastor Matthew, my buddy in East LA, launched a church about 25 years ago. His dad left him on the side of the road down in East LA, down by where's he at? Echo Park. I mean, different world. And that guy has built a program helping homeless people, emancipated minors, domestic violence victims, drug abuse, alcohol abuse. Dude, I just fell in love with the program, fell in love with the testimonials. He don't take no government money. He does his deal. It's all purely money he raises. This year, Family First Life and the people we work with we gave over, I think, like $1.3 million to him. That was like probably the best thing we've ever done, and we want to keep doing that. We're getting ready to do a Kick for Kids event there too. We're getting shoes. I think thousands of pairs of shoes to kids that couldn't afford it. Busing kids in for a holiday party. Brought in snow and reindeer, and down in LA it was unbelievable, dude. Santa and a bunch of other stuff. So it's been gifts for everybody that comes in the neighborhood. They line up, dude, for hours, and we have hundreds of thousands of people come through. So dreamcenter.org, man. Pastor Matthew's one of my buddies, my favorite people in the world, and he's just opened my eyes. I walked in there 4 years ago with a group of people that are really wealthy. I was by far the least wealthiest person that even thought about being in this meeting. It was about 100 people, and I called him afterwards and I said, "Hey man, that changed my life. How much did they donate to you?" And he said, "What do you mean?" I said, "How much those guys are all like so rich? Like, what did they get for walking through?" He said, he got real weird. He goes, "What does that matter?" I go, "It matters because I'm asking you. And like, you like a pastor, why don't you just tell me the truth?" And he got really said, "Well, I didn't ask them for nothing." I said, "They didn't give you anything." I said, "I'm going to quit working with them and start working with you." And that was it. I never turned back. And he is the things he does for the community and for the people, dude. If you are in anywhere near LA and you want to go through this place, he got this place. He's been offered, hundreds of millions of dollars. It's one of the most iconic buildings in LA. They redid the whole thing. And him and his dad, Pastor Tommy Barnett, he was the one that they bought it from the Catholic Church for a couple $1 million or something. It was a godsend. And I filmed a bunch of movies there. There's movies you've seen that were filmed there. And but you need to walk through it and see it. He's one of the coolest guys in the world. And he's a worker. Talk about working. He's a worker.
So can the Bomb Squad donate at dreamcenter.org?
Dude, dreamcenter.org. Please help him out, man. It goes to a great place. You'll love it. He's a great dude. Hey, you want to donate? You want to go meet him? You want to see him? You want to see this unbelievable building they got there and the thousands. And I want to guess at how many thousands of meals they serve a day. They just put these trucks on the street, go out there and serve the community. And it's really been the most humbling thing I've ever been part of, to watch what they do over there.
Well, next time you go in there, let me know, and I'll make sure Real Financial divvies in.
Dude, I'd love that. You need to go out there and see it too.
Bomb Squad, if you guys can freaking get down with that, go to dreamcenters.org, give a little donation. Otherwise, follow Shawn at Shawn.Meaike on Instagram. Peace.
So I pursue everything. I take every meeting. I take every call. I say yes to opportunity, because even if I know the deal's no good, I do know that it could lead somewhere, a contact, an opportunity, education.
But somewhere you're going to have to run into FOMO.
Maybe.